We're all
My house
here?
I need to fucking upgrade its
Yep.
damn microphone.
Nice. All right. So, yeah, so we'll go ahead and get started. Yeah, so you guys each have your various backstories that tie you into the town of Saltmarsh. So I'll give you a little bit of background on the town first, and then we'll go from there. So, um, you guys, like I said, you've all been in Saltmarsh for maybe a month or so, maybe give or take a week. Um, you've all arrived for various reasons. Mo is a smuggler. He's taken up a job working for uh, Galen. He is yeah Galen. He is one of the one of six town council members. You haven't necessarily seen too much of him because you work for someone who works under him, like a middle manager. So, but Galen runs a smuggling operation in town, so that's kind of what you've been up to. Tim Smallleaf, who is playing the role of Smallleaf, you had a dream where an elf told you to destroy the standing stones that are outside of town, and that there's dark magic present there, and it's the cause of why the fishing is so good in the area. Uh, so you've gone into town to investigate that and see what that's all about, and if whatever you want to find out more about that and do what you need to do. Um, Elisa is an Azamar from Amonkhet. Her god Ra told her to leave Amonkhet, and so she ended up traveling by ship here, where Mo actually kind of helped smuggle her in. So maybe she doesn't isn't aware that she was smuggled in, but um, you two have that connection in that way, where Mo was already in town, part of the smuggling operation, and you were there to greet Elisa when she got there. Redair also arrived on the same boat that Alicia did. Um, and so those two have been kind of working together off and on, uh, both of them being religious folk, Alicia being more of the aid the people, and Redair being more of the fight the monsters with the sword type. So they work well as a pair together.
Fight the
Um,
Muslims. I mean the monsters.
the monsters. Yeah.
They
So
wear turbans and are dangerous.
But they're goblins, I swear.
Yeah.
but they're goblins, I
They have
Yeah.
swear.
goofy accents.
Oh my. But yeah, so Elisa, you've basically obtained kind of working with Mo. He's kind of set you up with this a small house or small building where you set up a small shrine temple to Ra, and you have two workers, Hilda and Eric. They're a middle-aged couple that are basically working for you now. They're kind of new arrivals or newish arrivals in the town too. So they're actually they're not from the land you are, but when they heard about your god Ron, what he was about, they wanted to help. So that's what they're there for, or that's what they're there for. And Redair ended up working with Eleander. He's another one of the council, but again, hasn't really seen too much of him yet. Redair is more working with the town guard to kind of help with like law enforcement type stuff and just keeping the peace. Um, and then Tim Smallleaf, you've so basically at this point, like I said, we've all been in town for about a and you've picked up some information from the town. Basically, everybody you know that um, the king of the land is his name is Kimbertos Scotty, which again I can't take the last name seriously, so I'm just going to call him King Kimbertos. Um, and Saltmarsh rests on the southern coast of Keoland, where King Kimbertos rules. Uh, you also know some more than others, again based on how familiar you are with the region, that King Kimbertos recently, or over the past couple years, engaged in some military conquests to the north and the east. But they gained a bunch of territory, but then no sooner had they gained it that they lost it again right away. So the king basically kind of realized, well, we can't become a military power, so we'll become an economic power. So very recently, the king has basically been putting a bunch of resources into and trying to invest resources into Saltmarsh. Um, Now, this kind of creates a problem because not everybody sees it as a good thing. Uh, Basically, the people that have lived in Saltmarsh their whole lives, they engage in fishing for a living. Um, they basically don't like it because they want to keep things the way they are. Um, Smuggling is also kind of prevalent in this town. It's kind of, the secret that everybody knows about. Um, and but the people that live there basically don't, they view it as a victimless crime. So hey, if nobody's getting hurt, they don't really care. My cat is being crazy. But of course, the people that are arriving at the town, a lot of merchants and actually dwarves also, because there was the discovery of silver in the area. So there's actually a silver mine operation underway. So basically, outsiders that are coming in view it as a good thing. And want to see the town expand and grow. So those are kind of the two factions that have taken root in light of King Kimbertos's initiative. So that's kind of the background that and since all of us have been in town for a little while now, we've all basically kind of met up as we've gone through town. Like I said, Alicia and Redair arrived on the same ship. Mo helped smuggle Alicia in, and then Smallleaf, with his kind of questions and searching out for what are these standing stones about, has basically bumped into Redair at some point, because you were questioning about it, and Redair didn't really know much, but that's how he's kind of on board with, hey, if there's dark magic about, that has to be stopped. So Redair was willing to help Smallleaf search for what the secret of the Standing Stones too. So that's kind of where we're all at. So we're all acquaintances. We all know each other, and I guess our story starts then with us in a tavern. So end of the day, we've each been engaged in our various trades, work, and it's kind of evening setting on, and we're just around the tavern. So let me play. So I think I have some tavern music here. Let me know if this is too loud. Oh yeah, it's too loud. Too quiet.
I don't hear anything yet.
Okay.
But now it got loud.
Do you have the master music volume level change on the top right to all the players?
Yeah. How's that?
Yeah, I mean, I can just adjust my master to whatever's good for me.
Yeah, I had to. I had to put it at half because it got louder. CJ's playing with it.
Okay, that's...
Yeah, I mean,
sorry.
you can set it to whatever you want, and then we can just adjust our master.
Yeah,
so it'll all
see
be
if you
relative.
can do that. It's a little loud for me. I think I have to adjust the cord.
I have my master all the way up and I don't hear anything. Do I, have mine off somehow?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm checking the settings. Audio output source? Do you have... No, mine says none. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, let me just transition us to town and see if that starts the music.
I can always...
I have music.
Okay, yes, I hear things now.
Yeah, I hear town music now.
Yeah, that's like townsfolk and stuff, so...
Okay.
I hear children getting beaten. They're screaming.
Somebody's yelling coronavirus?
They're screaming pleasurably? No.
I don't want to be in this campaign anymore.
Yes, master!
Alright, so let me get us to...
For the record, I did not smuggle those kids in here.
I don't believe you.
Okay, so we're at a tavern known as the Wicker Goat. Let me get our characters.
I would never go in an establishment called the Wicker Goat. Ever.
The wicker.
It's my
gate,
flaw. It's my flaw.
Yeah.
You don't have to go in because you're already inside.
Actually, yeah, right. Yeah. As long as I like, I'm like standing on a
Reveal.
chair. I'm like, I can't touch the floor in here.
Polygon reveal.
That's.
The floor is
I don't know if it's my flaw or my bond.
Jesus. It's both at the same time.
Yeah, right. All right, so it's the end of the day. Oh, geez, we're on the bottom left. Okay, I didn't even see
Yeah.
that.
I was gonna say I don't see anything.
Yeah, I don't.
Open your eyes.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I
Whatever.
forgot.
How do
Forgot
I? Can I like? How do I
Shift and then left click,
Oh,
and
that's
it
it.
forces
Holy
it.
shit, guys, we're giants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
So this is this map's not scale. It's the town map. I'll reveal more as you guys. Been out and about in town before, but I don't want to like.
Hold on, I
reveal
gotta
everything.
go. I gotta go to my bio and up at the top size. Huge as fuck.
Dude,
Huge as fuck in town.
You're,
Not
you're all giants.
Huge, yeah.
you
I'm
big,
switching it to huge. I'm
Oh,
sticking it
you
to
didn't realize
huge.
that Saltmarsh was a like a
Yeah, micro.
like a Smurf village.
Wait, so is Tim's character like normal size here, or?
Screw you guys.
No, this is a Smurf village, so even for
Yeah.
even halflings
Halfling.
are big compared to
Half-
Smurfs.
giants.
Yeah.
I'd ask where the bathroom is, but I don't think any of these Smurf people can stop me, so I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go wherever I want.
I think that's a rule of life, even if it's
Yeah.
not a Smurf village.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? Stop me? Little Smurf.
What are you gonna do? Stop me? They could.
What do you do, Smurfing? Little Smurfer.
Smurf.
All right.
The man while he's pooping.
So we're in the tavern, not talking about Smurfs,
Right.
but possibly
Yep,
talking
so-
about the bathroom.
Possibly. Yeah, so it's actually a pretty typical evening from as far as you've experienced in Saltmarsh so far. You have some local townsfolk in there. There's obviously the tavern owner. He's serving others. He's not really paying attention to you guys right yet, but
Right.
Because you guys, we've already ordered have drinks and
Yeah,
whatever you guys have wanted, so he's busy helping out other people. But yeah, things are all quiet, kind of quiet so far.
Tim, do you want to
everyone
change
is-
your name from Frodo Baggins? Like, come on.
Why?
Do it.
It's distracting. But yeah, we're just all kind of talking about, how things have been going, so far during the day, and
Yeah.
um,
So, so one thing we talked about, I think, whenever you were muted, was that as Elysia is setting up her like temple and stuff, I have possibly like smuggled her relics or something related to Ra, just because she's not at her home anymore, so it's like hard for her to get stuff. But I've
Yeah.
somehow found it, so I guess I would just talk to Elysia, like hey, do you think you have everything you need for the temple now?
Oh yeah, of course. Hilda and Eric have done a really great job setting everything up, so it looks like we're about ready to open.
Is Hilda a girl?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're husband and wife.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, I was gonna. Okay.
No,
I guess
Eric's
my
the
character.
wife and-
Yeah, right. Yeah.
They're both
This
men.
Saltmarsh. Yeah, right.
I don't. Ra doesn't judge.
You're like, remember, she transitioned.
to a half orc.
400 years ago.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, she's an elf. Like, well, I was a female for 400 years, and then I kind of.
Had the courage to be my true
Oh,
self.
that's good. And
This plant gave me an appendage, and I'm stuck with it.
yeah, and Radair is how did the watch go? Any notable sightings today? Anything I need to be worried about?
Not today. Unfortunately, no excitement. It was a very, very dull day. Although I was curious to know, Smallleaf, if you found anything out about that dark magic that you said. What was it again? You said? Oh, Did the volume just get louder for everybody?
No, not on my end.
Oh, okay.
No.
I might have clicked something. It just seemed to get really loud there for a second. Sorry, but anyway, go ahead.
Somebody hear a horse in this tavern?
Yeah, yeah. There's still some people, moseying about outside.
That horse is a regular. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Wait, was that whores?
Whores.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, but seriously,
Whores.
Smalley, I am curious to know, because if there's evil afoot, I want to know about it.
I'll have you know what's evil in this town. Taxes.
Yeah. I think I did hear that the Standing Stones, they're just outside town. There's a little glade on the north side, of the town. So.
CJ, can I ask what's the weather like right now? Like,
Oh, the weather? It's a
Tavern?
little rainy. Yeah, tavern weather. It's overcast, a little drizzly. Not
okay.
like
Does
downpour or anything. Just a little
Does it
drizzly.
does it rain a lot in Saltmarsh? I'm assuming.
Yeah, it rains enough.
Okay.
Just not like out of anything like abnormal. Just the fact that it's on the coast and.
Where in relation to this tavern is the docks?
Yeah, the dock. So yeah, you would know this. So I'll go ahead and reveal. More. Where's the reveal tool?
Hey, that guy's yelling.
I just heard some strange man yell.
Does he need help? Do I need to go help him?
I think the horse will be on it. He's still yelling.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna back out.
Yeah. So.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and reveal.
Character
wait, what's Alicia doing up there?
page isn't there.
Oh, that's right. I put her up there because your
Oh, your temple.
yeah, your
Okay.
temple's out is that orange boxed
Okay,
building.
thank you.
Yeah. So that's where you're at. Yeah, and those are the docks. The guild hall. So that's where you would spend most of your day, or where Mo would spend most of his day.
Where
Kind of
at?
around there. Around the docks.
Yeah, right, yeah.
He said around the dicks.
Yeah.
No.
How's
Yeah.
Wait, what are your two guys' name? Hilda and Eric?
Yes.
Yeah. How's Eric doing?
He's high on salvia.
Again. And what are those people called? Elysia's followers or something, or
They're basically like temple workers.
The exact thing it says is locals that have been recruited to my faith. So.
Yep.
right?
So they're
So-
cultists.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. At this
Yeah.
point, they're cultists.
Let's call a spade, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is that Eric with an H?
With a K.
Yeah, it starts with an H.
Eric.
Eric.
Herrick and Hilda. Yeah, heretic.
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously, the kind of the god that's kind of most revered in this town is Procan, the god of the sea. So being a fishing village makes sense. There is a temple to Procan, but yeah. So yeah, Herrick and
Jahilda.
Jahilda.
Gesundheit.
But yeah,
Child A.
there are a few other. There's like maybe 2 or 3 other kind of similar temples to
Yeah, like smaller,
other gods.
lesser
Yeah,
faiths or
smaller.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna burn them down. It's fine.
You're like, yeah, my character's like nice and naive. First thing, burn. Burn the
It's one of those,
heretics.
like you just like instant snap to like destroy them all, and then you go right back to being sweet.
Yeah.
Burn the non-believers. Sunburn the non-believers.
We're gonna need to turn that lesser temple into a lesser memorial. to a park bench, just a park bench
With a little plaque on it.
with a little plaque where here used to be the enemy of Raw.
Never again.
So yeah, I guess I guess we would all know about Smallleaf's vision and kind of his purpose, right? So, as to me, everybody else is kind of just going about their work, and his is like the only real, like, kind of thing that we have. Well, I guess Red already asked Smallleaf like about.
Yeah, I asked him about it, but he hasn't found out anything about it yet.
Yeah. So.
I guess.
Yeah.
Alicia would ask, hey Smallleaf, could you take us to those stones at some point? I'd kind of like to see them myself.
Yeah. So, Smallleaf, you've been to the stones before, so you know. I'm gonna reveal some more. There is a glade, a little forest glade, right up here. The one thing about this map is it's actually rotated sideways, so north is actually to the left. So
Okay.
just keep that in mind. So on the north side of the town, there's a little glade there, and that is where the standing stones are located.
How many stones are there?
There are 2. But besides actually like oh, I'm sorry, wait a minute, the standing stones are Oh, I'm sorry, hold on. No, I'm mistaken. That's not where the stones are. Got my location swapped. They're actually over here on this little island, separated by a little stream over here.
To the south.
Yeah, to the south.
Okay.
Yeah, the glade's actually where a druid. There's a druid.
He moved.
Who lives out there?
Glade plugins.
Yeah, there's a druid there. So you've heard there's a druid out there, but you don't know anything else about who or what is out there. But no, the standing stones are on this little island out here.
Is that a Druid?
A druid.
Yeah, there's a Jew out there. I'm like, what? Tim, are you there? We've lost Smallleaf already. He's passed out from drinking.
I'm here.
Okay.
No, I'm not Gizmo. Let's get this straight.
Yeah, you're like, this guy is anti-alcohol.
Yeah, you're not out drinking.
So Mo, is there any chance if the stones are dark, you could just smuggle them somewhere else?
What if we pick this up and put them over there?
I told you my character's naive. It's not my fault that my character is.
Take Saltmarsh and push it somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just saying it sounds good to my character.
Yeah, does I guess just from working with the sea and like knowing that, like, is it easy to climb that, or is there like a, I know it's not on the map, but is there like a bridge or something? Like, how would we get on there? We basically just have to take a boat and like climb up a cliffside or something, or?
Yeah, no, that's basically I know I guess it's like it's kind of rocky. Yeah, it's not exactly like a flat beach there.
Yeah.
You wouldn't necessarily need a boat. I mean,
like on
on
this west side, I guess.
Yeah, you could cross that on foot. That's basically a little.
Yeah, like a little stream or something. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, that's like maybe 20 feet across.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, if it's evening now, I guess Mo would suggest like, hey, I don't have any jobs that are going on tomorrow, so maybe tomorrow morning we'll go head out to the stones and just take a look.
Yeah, Radair says, yeah, that's fine with me. I can make some time tomorrow to do that.
Where do all of our characters sleep?
Yeah,
like,
so
do we have locations?
Yeah, do you have lodging in town? So you guys all basically, because of some of the work you're doing, Um, yeah,
Like
Alicia
a
would probably
yeah,
stay at the temple.
exactly.
Yeah, so Mo, you would probably be staying at the Wicker Goat because there's lodging there,
Okay.
unless Mo
Yeah, that's
preferred
that's fine.
something else. Or yeah, I guess you would. Yeah, you would be there, and Small Leaf as well. I guess yeah, Small Leaf and Red Air would probably all be staying at the Wicker Goat. Um, the only other place is I think there is a guild hall. Um, where's the guild hall? Yeah, there is the Mariners Guild Hall. They don't necessarily have lodging; it's more for work purposes. But when people are kind of first getting situated, they uh, could house people there for a short time.
Provided there's room, if anybody needs to stay, you're welcome to stay at the Temple of Ra as well. It's small and modest, but it's a roof with some beds.
Yeah, is there room there? Because I would probably stay with her.
Yeah, there's enough room. Again, it's pretty basic living, but
Hey,
there is room, and it's free. So
I've fallen asleep inside of a barrel in the ocean one time, so
Redair kind of looks and says, "Really?"
yep. Yeah, one time we were smuggling a bunch of goats that were made out of wicker, which is where this place got its name, and yeah, a lot of stuff went wrong. We were storing all the wicker goats inside of barrels, and
You were
Storm
actually
just-
transporting wicker goats.
yep, yeah, that's what they're called. They're not actually made out of wicker, but it's just
But were they made out of goats?
they were at least 90% goat. Yeah.
90%, and the
Well,
other 10.
well, right now they're like 50% goat, 50% water, but yeah, because they're all dead.
This land is so fascinating.
It is certainly overcast a lot.
Yes, I am quite excited. I did hear that there's apparently a lot of monsters and foul creatures afoot outside of the town once
Yeah,
you get off the road.
I try to stick to the ocean. I haven't really left this town since I've been here. For you know, I don't really get in fights, but
That's all good. That's why I'm here. Speaking of which, wench, I could use another drink. There calls out. I'm gonna pop half a gold or a gold piece for more drink.
I will.
Redair takes another sip. This stout has such fine ale.
If the waitress lady comes up again, I'll ask her if I can, just because I want to buy stuff here easier, if I could exchange 2 of my gold coins for 21 silver pieces.
She's she's about to say, "Oh yes, of course," and then says, "Wait wait a minute." And actually, I think isn't they have the electrum piece in between, so. Because it's like
Oh yeah, it's
electrum,
platinum,
like,
gold, electrum, silver.
Yeah,
And...
they have that now. So 1 gold would be 100 silver.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So sorry, I meant 201 silver.
She she says she kind of chuckles and pulls out 200 a sack of 200 silver coins.
So
Casually.
I count it quickly and
Yeah, they're like in stacks.
yeah, right. So I kind of screw up the stacks like a little bit so it falls over so that they're not all perfectly stacked next to each other, and I'm gonna try to sleight of hand steal one of them.
Okay.
Okay, my bonus isn't very good for this.
21, jeez.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I mean,
basically, yeah, I just want to take
I'm
one
not
of
gonna
them.
she's a
Yeah.
commoner. Even if
Yeah.
I roll.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, you managed
So-
to swipe.
So I do that, and I'm like, hey, wench, like if she's like trying to leave, I'm like, I asked for 201 and you only gave me 199.
Oh my, sorry. I must have miscounted. Here you go. She hands you over two more coins, silver coins.
Oh, thank you so much, and I give her one, just like, keep this as a
Oh,
tip.
oh, thank you very much. And then, yeah, she goes back, and in a couple minutes, she brings the drinks that we ordered back, or
Okay.
at least that Radare ordered. Yeah, Radare's like, yeah. Today was boring, but I'm ready for some excitement tomorrow.
I guess just kind of sitting at the table. Alicia has like some kind of like goblet of water, just like prestidigitation, just like water kind of changes colors, becomes like a gold color, just like starts drinking it, just kind of looks happier suddenly than before.
Mo is eating his favorite tuna sandwich that the Wicker Goat serves, and says, "Oh, can you change mine to be green?"
Yeah, and Radare's like,
Like
oh,
green.
that is sweet.
Why not green? Green eggs
My
and
drink
ham.
next.
Jesus.
My drink next.
Yeah, so sure for green, Alicia makes it taste like I don't like a nice like melon, like a semi-sour melon, and then turning to Rodare like, and what color do you want?
Surprise me.
Okay, so it turns like a purple color that you realize is grape.
Oh yeah. Now it's like a grape ale.
It's like a wine ale.
Yeah,
Mo
wine.
takes a bite of his sandwich and, like, just in his caveman brain is just like, oh, this tastes different now. Like,
That is some fine magic. I like this.
what is Small Leaf eating?
The table.
Just a potato, a raw potato.
Berries he found in the woods.
I can make
Is
those
this-
berries taste like not berries.
Is this place BYOB? Bring your own berries.
Leaf looks at Elisa and says, "You touch my berries, and I'll hurt you."
I guess since everybody knows each other too, I guess Alicia would have said you could call her like Elle or Ellie or just any
Ellie, okay.
shorter version, whatever everybody wants.
It's
yeah, or something.
Ellie.
Yeah.
I think Rodare will call her Ellie.
I'm gonna call her the Grand Dragon of the Temple of Ra. Just everybody we
That's
meet. I'm
Bishop
gonna give her
Grand
like an
Dragon.
even more prestigious title.
So while we're all chatting, our kind of small talk is interrupted. Suddenly bursting through the door, two teenage boys burst through, practically tripping over each other, and they actually one of them trips over into a chair. Someone that's kind of near the doorway. Someone sitting at a table and kind of plows into him, and to which the guy spills his drink and looks very ticked off. But they're both panting and out of breath, and they're saying, we saw it was, and it was we saw the lights and the ghosts and the
Do we what have I, well, let me roll, like, I guess, I don't know, like a history or something, but since I've been in the town, have I heard anything about ghosts and stuff like this?
Yeah, you've actually have heard quite a lot, given that your smuggling operations and just
Mhm.
the fact that you kind of while you're kind of smuggling goods, you're also picking up knowledge and
Right.
tidbits and things you hear.
And rumors.
Yeah, rumors and such. You actually, when you hear them mention ghost, and light and the lights, you
Mhm.
actually kind of immediately presume that they're talking about the old abandoned house that's a couple miles south of the town.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's from what you've heard of it, you haven't heard anything too, well, I guess you've actually, again, you haven't heard anything too specific, but given
Right.
such a high roll,
Yeah, I
you
mean
know that
that's
the reason
even the
why you
house.
don't,
Yeah.
yeah, you know the reason why you don't haven't heard much about it is that people are kind of afraid to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like a hush hush sort of deal, but basically the house has been abandoned for quite some time,
Right.
and the townspeople think it's haunted. Um, the most common thing is the eerie lights that seem to flash from the second story
Mm-hmm.
of the house.
Hmm.
In addition to like horrible shrieks and the appearance of ghosts and shadows and other kind of odd sounds.
Right. Does anybody else in the tavern react to that or to them, or are these
Yeah, when they
teens
kind of burst
anybody's? Yeah.
in and are hypervent like kind of hyperventilating and breath. Yeah, so a couple people, mainly some of the workers of the place, rush over to them and try to get them to sit down and breathe and talk, but
Yeah, Alicia
a
will try
lot,
to
some
calm them as well.
yeah, so a lot of the other people, some people are taking interest, some people are like, oh geez, you know, here we go again kind of thing, and just going back to their drinks, don't want to be bothered with it. But
Mo takes a big bite of his sandwich and is attempting to like out loud say like, "Oh yeah, I bet they're talking about the houses way down in the side of town with the lights are going up and the thing." And he swallows his head. "Ugh," that huge chest of gold.
yeah, Radera's kind of like trying to like what?
Yeah, and then I kind of like lean down to Redare and just being like, yeah, I think they might be talking about the house that's down there that has some lights. I've heard a couple of the other dock workers and people that I work with talk about it. I don't know about the chest of gold, but I just kind of said that.
Oh, Radera's kind of thinking like wow, that actually sounds kind of fun. But yeah, Alicia, what you said you try to go calm them down.
Yeah, yeah. I don't really have any thing that I can do other than walking up and yeah, just trying to empathize and try to calm them down.
Yeah, they're yeah, while some of the other, like I said, like two or three of the other helpers at the tavern are also trying to, kind of calm them down, and
I guess I would.
but if you go up to them too, just
I don't know. Would there be a check like a charisma
Yeah.
check for that or
yeah, you
animal
can,
handling?
yeah,
No, yeah, like
yeah, you can do a charisma check to try to
Okay.
try to
Charisma
calm them
or
down.
yeah.
Yeah, just charisma. Oh, nice.
man,
High
we were
rolls
rolling
already.
well. Yeah.
Yeah, so you finally get them down. It once their kind of tiredness wears down, um, they kind of are like still kind of too frightened to talk. But you manage to calm them down enough to where they start talking, and
Mo
they
comes
they
nearby to hear what they say, like if they make anything slip.
yeah, Rhaenyra also walks over to pay attention because he's very curious about this. Um, but they say, well, we went to the old haunted house uh, outside of town, and on a dare. It started off as a simple dare to see who if we could spend the night in the house, and we went during the day, just to kind of get just during the day because that's before the haunted things start happening. But uh, we got there and things were okay until it started getting dark. And that's when we started hearing all the commotion and the horrible screaming and from the basement and the body and then the swarming grubs and the
Mo
the
interrupts and says, "You
vampire
went
and
into the basement."
Well, we had to check the place out, you know, just to make sure the coast was clear.
Well, kids, you should remember, nothing good ever happens in the dark. That's what Ra says.
Oh, well, nothing good ever happens in that spooky place. When the vampire jumped out at us, I thought we were done for.
Yeah, Mo puts his hand on whoever just said that vampire, and he's like, "How do you know that it was a vampire?"
The fangs and the giant wings and the shrieking and the
I'm pretty sure it was just a dog.
no. Dogs don't have wings and fangs like that.
Dogs where I come from do.
The kids were like, "Where do you come from then?"
A place with winged dogs.
After hearing
I
that,
don't know. That just sounds worse.
I think after hearing that, Alicia like kind of like backs up a little bit and just like kind of like gets beside Rodon and is like, "Do you think these kids could be vampire?"
Ritter says, "No, they're not vampires. Vampires. Well, I don't know about the wings part, but when they transform to bats, have wings. But no, they don't have the fangs and the lust for blood like a vampire does." I
Mo,
don't think these
Mo
kids
interjects and he says, "Yeah, but dogs have fangs."
Dogs do have fangs.
Rodon, do you think they could be dogs?
No, I don't think they're dogs. Elite.
Okay.
Also, his name is Redare, I think.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
is it?
yeah, Ritter.
Deer. Oh, my bad.
Yeah. I don't think so, Ellie. No.
Oh, okay.
The kids, kind of, now that they're kind of more calmed down and, say, he says, "Come on, Kirk, let's go home. I'm done here. That was a bad idea from the start." They proceed to leave the tavern and
Was his name Kirk or Kurt?
Kirk.
Okay.
As they leave, Smallleaf says their faces. Bad idea.
Their what?
Their face was a bad idea.
Their face was a bad idea.
I sit down, next to Smallleaf, and I'm like, "Have you ever heard the story of Gizmo the Breaker of Arms? Because you sound like him."
Adair says, "No, I haven't heard this story. Who is this Gizmo the Breaker of Arms? He sounds like
I don't think you would want to hear about him. He got that name by breaking a guard's arm, so.
Impressive."
Yep.
Did somebody heal that guard?
That was not part of the story, so no, he probably died a terrible death.
That's unfortunate.
Everybody I've ever known that broken their arm, that's it.
You have quite some stories, Mo. I'm very fascinated.
Well, when you talk to sailors all day, get a lot of semen in your ears.
Or at least their words.
Yep.
What else would you get in your ears from semen?
An infection. No.
I could show you
A
sometime.
baby.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
thanks. That sounds unpleasant.
Yeah. It is. Definitely is. It comes with practice.
Well,
I think I've had enough tuna sandwich for one night.
yeah. Yeah, I think I'm done eating and drinking for tonight. Especially if you want to check out those standing stones tomorrow. And
Tim, is your character sheet still broken?
Yeah.
is it not
CJ.
working?
Yeah, you might want to check his permissions of viewing his character sheet.
Yeah, let me see. Smallleaf can be.
I didn't notice that you sent that
Oh,
20
in
minutes
players.
ago.
In players.
Whatever. I was gonna
Oh,
bring it
sorry,
up
I-
sooner or later.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I should have taken notice right when I first got on, but I was like, we were sitting here playing around, thinking with our names and stuff.
Right.
See
Littlefoot.
if that worked.
Yeah, it showed up.
Okay, is it working now?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Yeah, I had it not set to display in your journal for some reason, so.
Mhm.
Oh. Cause I got real worried. I was like, did it delete everything? Cause that took me fucking
Yeah.
forever.
Anyway.
Oh,
How much is
Yeah.
one night stay here at the... Oh, wait, no, I guess I'm staying at Alicia's
Yeah, we're
place.
staying there now, so.
Elle's
you're
place.
all welcome to stay.
But there's
Small Leaf is very controversial with religious figures and would rather stay at the tavern.
Okay.
It's okay,
Because
Small Leaf. We're like a Motel 6. We'll leave the light on for you.
Except I'm a hermit. My interaction with civilization has been very small in the last half century. So I'm very unreligious.
Small Leaf, I have a small lean-to around the back where I keep the firewood that you're welcome to stay under.
Small lead too.
Small Leaf gets mad and punches the wall.
You might want to turn off.
Advantage toggle. Yeah, it's the gear. You gotta click there. But yeah, so okay, you punch the wall, but you don't dent it or anything.
Advantage on already?
Yeah, there's
The
a
gear
setting
and
in
the core bios spells and then the gear on your character sheet.
Actually, let me make sure I have that
Yeah,
disabled.
but where
on
is
the character
is it
too.
down?
Yeah,
Somewhere?
on the top right, there's roll
It says
queries.
Yeah.
Change it to advantage toggle.
Oh, fucking
Yeah.
hell.
Advantage
Well,
toggle
Yeah,
and
it's
then
one of those
normal.
things
Advantage
they
toggle.
have the default.
Yep.
There it is. Why
And
is
then-
that default?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
The thing is, all of the creatures that come pre-built with this have it by default. So
No.
Oh, Jesus
every
Christ.
time now, I'm going to have to change that for every character
Yeah.
creature
Just
that
leave
we.
it. We'll use
I
the
mean,
first.
once I
Yeah.
change it for like the creature type, it's set. But you know.
Yeah, we'll just use the left one.
Yeah, it'll probably be one of those things where I'll roll it and then I'll change it, but then I'll forget that it's not set for others, and then
You can set auto damage to roll and crit. That's different.
Yeah.
I don't think we ever looked at the gear with the other campaign ever.
I
don't think we ever-
play the entire game with the gear on. I don't look at the rest of my character sheet.
Whatever.
I don't even know what class I am.
I don't even know what my character looks like.
Yeah.
I just know his numbers.
Reduce your health by 10. Okay. Okay, I did it. Like,
Yeah, you never actually do it.
yeah, I'm like, that guy's unstoppable. I haven't taken a single point of damage. But my advantage toggle is on. Okay, so I guess I follow Alicia, Lord Commander of the Temple of Ra.
There it is. Lord Commander.
Lord Commander. It's gonna be a different title each time.
It's the
Of
Night's
morning's
Watch. Yeah,
This is the day's watch. Fuck that. I don't go out
Day's
at night.
Watch, yeah.
Yeah.
Next, you're gonna be supreme all-being of.
You guard
Wow.
you guard a 800-foot deep ditch to the south. It's the complete opposite of an 800-foot tall ice wall to the north. It's very hot. It's a ditch.
And it leads to the core of the
It's
earth.
just pixies and bikini babes on the other side that you defend the realm from.
So what is it? Dark out by now? Is it like nighttime?
yeah, it's dark out.
Okay, so yeah, once we go outside, Alicia will use light, the light.
So
spell,
before
which
she does that, do people in this town have anything against magic?
No, yeah, you've been in town long enough to know that. I mean, obviously, if you're doing something stupid like
Yeah.
throwing fireballs at houses, they're gonna have a problem. But just the general usage of it,
Yeah, okay. I was just making sure that it's not just, like the second we go outside, it's like
Yeah,
our
cast
characters have been
light
here
and
for a
whoa.
month and some peasants like, witch! Like,
Witch,
hold
yeah.
on a second!
No, it's magic is pretty, people are aware of it, and again, as long as you're not doing anything dangerous with it, or destructive, they're generally okay with it.
Okay, so yeah, when Alicia goes outside, immediately just like light spell the holy symbol of Ra that's like a a sun symbol with like a bird head like etched on it, and just kind of doesn't like to be in the dark.
Hmm.
You know, at least he's like okay, follow me, assuming people haven't been there before, and if they have, still follow me, peasants.
Yeah. Thank you, Ellie, Radar says.
Yep. So, as we're walking back to the temple, I guess Mo's gonna keep his ears open in case of any other townspeople speak of that house that the teenagers talked about.
Yeah. Yeah. So as we're making our way across town, you do. There is a little bit of uh, not really commotion, but just some people you overhear some, as you're walking by, two or three people here, person or two over there, mention, one group, explicitly mentions that, the two boys that went up to the town and just commenting, gossiping about it. Um, more things about, oh yeah, it was dumb of them to go to the house that everybody knows is haunted, and um, you know, people have stayed away from that place for years, and no one in the right mind should go there, that sort of thing. The other group's kind of more, they heard that they heard that some boys went up there, but they're more talking like the house itself.
Yeah.
Um, you hear them mention something about like, ever since that alchemist went missing, is a line you hear that kind of catches your attention.
Hmm.
But that's kind of the most interesting point that other group mentioned.
Yeah, and I guess before we leave the tavern, if Smallleaf isn't coming, we just tell him that we're gonna meet at the we'll meet at the, I guess, western end of this bridge that's over here.
Yeah.
In the morning.
Okay. Yeah, and as far as like upkeep and things for for staying at the Wicker Goat and stuff, I'm just gonna say that like you know while we're adventuring and stuff, our characters are working jobs and things on the
Yeah,
side,
right.
making
Like
money on the
downtime.
side, and it's just going to
Yeah.
that. So no need to like dock like
I have 17 different cash flows. It's fine.
yeah, and yeah, exactly. I'm just
I'm
not
well,
gonna bother with like
I'm well
tracking like,
versed
oh,
in
you
passive
gotta
income strategies.
you gotta pay 10 gold a night, and whatever.
Oh, at that rate, I'm charging everybody to stay at the temple.
Or yeah,
What are you
gold a
talking
night,
about?
whatever.
I have 17 lose money strategies. I
It's
meant
probably
to
a
say.
gold a night, to be honest, is what probably the
Hmm.
rate is. But we'll just say you're making money on the side that can go to living expenses.
Right.
And same thing, like obviously if we're staying here, our characters may donate to the temple, donate the money we would have spent, on an inn or whatever. So that's how, again, we're not going to necessarily track, oh, how's your temple doing on finance?
Right.
But
Yeah, I'm assuming that the normal kind of like shelter of the faithful thing works, where like we all get like the whole party kind of gets like modest room and board stuff while at the temple. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if the town government asks how the temple's doing, it's really shit. We're losing a bunch of money, and we need any funding or aid that they can give us.
And if anybody asks my character, it'd be like, yeah, I guess it's okay, but like I guess actually it's not doing good at all. I remember that it's not doing well.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, we need help.
Yeah. But she like looks at Mo like as if
Yeah.
she's like am I saying it right? And he's like, don't look at me. What the fuck are you doing? Like,
I mean, it's doing oh God, what did you say? Piss poor.
yeah. Yeah. And then I'm like going through the hand motions, looking at her, and then like if people look at me, I'm like, huh? I'm like fake grabbing onto a penis, like, oh, piss poor, come on.
Jesus.
It's taking it's
Yeah.
it's winky.
He's kind of, if you gotta go, you gotta go. And I'm like, what? Not me. I'm like,
How's your temple doing? Just go pee. It's okay.
yeah. Right. You can go pee in Smallleaf's bed.
Go fuck yourself.
It's a lean to. right. So anyway,
Yeah. So night. Yeah, night goes by. No events. Just we rest. It's the next day, and a horse neighs.
yeah, right. Yeah,
It followed us
that's
back.
that's how I like to wake up.
Getting
Hey,
pissed on.
So
maybe that horse went to go beat up that guy.
Yeah.
before Alicia leaves the temple, then is there any happenings at the? I mean, obviously we would come back. You know, Alicia, if provided Hilda and Eric were there, would have greeted them and everything. But
Mhm.
now that it's the next day, is there anything like commotion at not commotion per se, but is there anything like happening, like people at the temple or just anything of note?
Um. Yeah, you have a few I guess right first thing in the morning, um you have someone come in who's looking for some aid. Um Looks like they might have someone who's like a child who's sick, so they're seeking some aid uh from the temple and just asking for your blessing and if you have any healing
Yeah,
kind of
of course.
yeah,
Yeah,
seeking aid.
does it appear like it's anything that I could like do with like between like healer's kit or like spells or is it just kind of like if it's beyond my control, just I'll give them like a prayer, like pray with them.
I'd say probably like a medicine check to see what's wrong with the kid or something, and then
Yeah.
Oh
determine
yeah,
from there maybe.
it's a good call.
Yeah. Okay. Um yeah, unfortunately you're kind of you're not too sure.
You have ghosts in
Yeah.
your blood. No, like,
Yeah, yeah, you get the impression that the kid maybe has constipation.
You need to poop more.
yeah,
He's like grabbing his stomach and
Mo, what's
yeah.
the hand signal for constipation?
The hand signal.
Um,
As whatever, like I'm dressed and I'm leaving. Is this place have two floors? The temple, like
uh
sleeping area, or like where do we sleep? Like, is there
yeah,
like a
it's really
room or
more like a
something?
store, one and a half
Okay,
stories.
like
So
there's a
it's not a full
loft or
second
something.
story. Yeah.
Okay, so like as I'm coming by, but like I'm leaving, and I see that Elysia is like tending these people, and I come up to the people. I'm like, Grand Dragon Elysia is really helpful here because hers is the only temple in town that's tax free, and I just leave.
She says, "Yes, we would definitely pay for your services. But yeah, my poor boy, has been very sick to his stomach um, for a couple days now.
um, I'm just
Yeah,
thinking, is there anything I can like?
you could use your medicine kit to there's like various herbs and uh, ointments and stuff and remedies that it
Okay,
contains that you could use.
okay, yeah. Then I guess I would use the healer's kit to provide something that whatever Alicia
Yeah.
thinks would maybe
You
cure
should be able
constipation.
to, if you have it in your tool proficiencies, you could make a check. Like, I guess no, because we said the
It actually doesn't have proficiency for some reason.
yeah, it doesn't have proficiency.
It probably
Um,
should, but
yeah, it
You can
probably
change
should.
that.
Yeah, we could change it. So yeah,
If you click the gear, you can change it to like attribute in that, so you can pick which one you want for your
yeah,
proficiency.
yeah,
yeah. So you can add it as a tool. It doesn't technically come with proficiency. I guess that's why. I guess they have the medicine skill for that. Like, it's kind of one of those weird things where it's like, if you're proficient with medicine, you're proficient with a kit.
Right.
It's
right.
basically the same check anyway, so why have two? So
Yeah, I
yeah,
think
if
the
you could just
healer's
make a
kit makes
note.
it so that you don't need to roll to stabilize
Yeah,
somebody, but yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's basically what it's meant to do. But
right.
But yeah, if you wanted to make another medicine check to actually use it, and you know, then
sure, I'll
we could do that.
give it a go.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you managed to mix some herbs together and kind of mix it into like a tea for the boy to drink, supposed to help upset stomachs. So
Diarrhea, indigestion.
yeah, so you do that and um basically say like, oh, if he's not feeling better, if the stomach pains haven't gone away in an hour to subsided to come back.
Right,
See,
like,
right.
so I will warn you that this will cure his constipation, but he's gonna have really bad diarrhea, so good luck with that.
Yeah, the mother thanks you and slips you 10 silver coins or silver pieces.
Okay, yeah, Ra watch over you, and then just dumps those 10 silver pieces into like the offerings jar to
Yeah.
keep the temple going.
Mo has a mug in his hand, and he's standing by the door, and he kind of like pantomime grabs his ass, and he goes, "Oh, what was in this coffee?" And he runs off.
Jesus.
Can I roll an insight to see if I actually think that he has diarrhea too?
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
convinced he does too.
I guess I was gonna say I guess I'm like performing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, your performance is better than Alicia's insight, so whatever you
So,
want her to believe, she does.
I'm kind of glad I didn't roll a 20 because that might mean I actually shit myself. Like I'm so true to my performance.
It's not a performance.
Yeah, right. Exactly. You don't need to roll because it actually happened.
There's no chance of failure.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So, I run to the lean-to in the back of the place to see if Small Leaf actually stayed there, and much to his dismay, Small Leaf is not there. Or is he?
Yeah. So
Not, yeah.
He's at the inn where he belongs.
Yeah.
at the end. Yeah, so we're there. He basically slept in late, missed all the commotion, but he was coming up now, kind of sleepy, and he's like, "Ah, that was such a nice nap. Thank you, Ellie, for your hospitality."
unleash the power of the sun.
Yes, any just God is good with me. Now then, we were supposed to meet.
So that God
Sylvie.
set you on fire.
Except Ra's sunburn love.
Not love.
I do. Now, we were supposed to meet Smallleaf at the bridge, I believe. What time is it? Is it time?
Judging by the sun, I would say that it's daytime.
Jesus.
Yes, I know it's daytime, but I mean.
Thanks,
specifically,
Alexa.
I got
Sure, that's your name from now on. We're just gonna call you Alexa.
Elite, yeah.
Yes, I know it's daytime, but I meant more specifically, like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. I didn't sleep until 11, did I?
Full in it's like 4 in the PMs. You're like, it's fucking dark again.
Alexa.
Well, anyway, let's get going. We'll have to bridge, and if Smallleaf isn't there, we'll go to the tavern, to the Wicker Goat.
If anybody checks on Mo, he's like back by the woodpile, and he's just like fake straining and staring at the front, and sees you guys, and he's like, oh, what? They weren't gonna come check on me? Oh. So.
Yeah. Redair goes to look around
Right.
back. Mo. All right, come on, Mo. We're going to the bridge.
To the bridge.
The bridge. Is Smallleaf at the bridge, or did
Yep.
he?
Yeah,
Smallleaf is at the bridge, currently putting his face in the water to refreshen himself.
Meanwhile, Alicia takes a long, hard look at the sun.
And then sees Alicia and proceeds to throw a rock at her.
Mo seeing
Because she's staring at the sun.
he comes down to the shore, seeing him splash in his face, and he's like, that is a great idea, and starts splashing the water to his butt and just stares at Smallleaf. But I try to make sure that I'm like upstream from wherever he is.
Why is Mo everything about his butt right now?
You should definitely try some of her coffee. It's really good. It really doesn't taste like coffee either. It tastes like tea, but It's the shittiest tea I've ever had.
Hopefully that was in ear distance of Ellie.
I'm sure Eric made it. Bastard.
It wasn't shit tea. It was mint tea.
Ah, minty. It was piss
I don't-
tea.
I don't even know what the she leaf looks like.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah. No comment. Mo pulls up his pants and says, "All right, I think we should get going."
Boots up his pants.
Poos.
Renee, like, just, it suddenly dawns on him that, like, yeah, you pulled your pants down out in the public, like, in the water, like, he doesn't say anything, but he just kind of, like,
Yeah,
look
and
on
he's
his
like,
face
"Did
is
he
like-
really just do that?"
Yeah, like, and then he just shrugs and is like, huh, okay.
I think sailors do that all the time.
Right, anyway, yeah, down to business. Shall we check out those standing stones?
Nah.
Sure.
I would rather if they were sitting stones.
Yeah. Like, what if my feet are hurt? Like,
Because they're, Small Leaf would rather not get wet, but there's no choice in that either.
all right,
yeah,
Small Leaf, lead the way.
I think I could carry you on my shoulder. Depends how deep the water is there. Anyway, let's go.
Did you just imply on carrying me?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like, don't halflings like not like that at all?
I think that's, well, I don't know, maybe not.
Small Leaf's
Renee
about
doesn't know, but
Small Leaf's about to turn into Gimli and get real pissed off all his small short people jokes.
yeah, so you make your way past, past the houses here. Actually, this little strip is sort of like that little piece there is actually like a market.
Mm-hmm.
So basically just like little, some buildings, but like a lot of carts and, stands and such, so.
Is there any croissant dealers there?
You could find a croissant dealer there. If
Excellent.
Not dealer.
I go up and order the most standard croissant that they have
Yep.
for X amount of cash.
Yep, that'll be five copper.
I feel like you're having way too much fun with this character right now.
Here's a silver piece, and I would like my 6 copper
Oh,
back.
There it is.
The person's doing the math. That's 5 copper. It's,
Oh, my
five
mistake.
copper.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, here you go, and she hands you the 5 copper. Enjoy.
I always do.
Yeah, pretty much anything that's like not fish or, nautical wares is found there.
Mm-hmm.
The fishing, by the docks is where more of those goods would be. But anyway, yeah. So we come up to the, like I said, it's basically about maybe 20, 30 feet across this gap of water here.
Mm-hmm.
It's not terribly deep. I would say for the halfling, the water would go over his head at the middle, at the deepest
Right.
part. But for everybody else, water would, up to like, chest.
Tim, do you want to be like Gimli at Helm's Deep and be like, toss me?
Yes, but I want Mo to toss me.
Ah, you picked the wrong guy. I try to toss him.
Okay. I mean, you basically pick him up, and I mean, you're not going to toss him 30 feet across the water, but
Yeah.
you toss him into the water.
Yeah, into the deepest spot. I'm like, oh no, I killed him!
Thankfully, not the deepest spot. That was still an 11, but
I try to aim him to the deepest spot.
Yeah. You aimed him to the deepest spot.
Yeah, right.
Fucking hell, really now? Jesus
good at-
Christ!
You're good at swimming, right?
Before he throws me,
Don't take me with you.
fucking kick him in the shin. Damn it.
Well, if you want to kick, do you have a
Dex.
do a dex because that's your combat. Ah,
Yeah,
Jesus.
you managed to kick him in the knee and aim right there, and it's not necessarily a forceful kick, but it's an accurate kick.
And then he
So
action surges. I'm like, hold on.
so yeah, you managed to like knock his like kind
Yeah.
of knee, like his center of weight out. So like he tosses you, but then like kind of stumbles over.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
stumbles over and falls.
Yeah, I fall face first into the water.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, my fucking croissant! No!
Now it's a soggy half-eaten croissant.
At least now it's well salted.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks.
Redair just like kind of boldly like just struts into the water, like super confidently, and then yeah, you said it's just proceeds to go across.
Yep.
No swim checks required.
I'm trying to squish my croissant.
Even small, like you don't have to roll anything. It's like it's not like deadly water or current.
Is
Right.
the water
in it,
cold?
Yes, it is cold.
Alicia's like, this water's cold. I don't want to cross.
Yeah, Redair says, I'm strong, but I don't know if I could. I mean, I don't know if I could carry you on my shoulders or anything.
Alright,
You know what? I'm gonna give it a try.
Redair, you get one sock, I'll get the other.
Yeah. No, Redair's like, no, I totally got this. I can do this. Redair like kind of squats down and says, like, sit on my shoulders. Come on.
Do I need to do a dex check to get on the shoulder?
Acrobatics.
No, you don't have to. Although, yeah. I'm gonna
Only if
have
he
Redair
was
make
fighting you, maybe, but yeah, no.
Yeah. Strength check to get across. So, yeah.
Nice.
Because the water's not deep enough to to have to swim. Redair manages to hold you steady. Carry you across.
Okay.
Struggles a little bit, because it is carrying someone, through water, but gets across, and your feet you might get a little wet, but that's about it.
Thanks, Rodea. This is much nicer than getting all wet and cold like you guys.
Yeah, it is a little cold now that you mention it.
Mo attempts a bite of his
Ugh.
croissant and then just stares at it sad and throws it into the water.
Can when prestidigitation can either soil or clean something, can I make things dry?
Yeah, I'd say you could.
Okay, I guess it like pops into Alicia's head like, hey, wait, and just like does it because there's 3 people and it's like instant. So yeah, it's just like,
Yeah. It's like a hair dryer.
yeah, just like light suddenly like bursts down for just like a fraction of a second, just like speed dry.
Yeah. I'm like,
That is handy.
I try it again, and I mean, like, all the water left, but all the salt's still there, and he's like, eh. So he keeps it.
The crystal.
Thanks, Ra.
All right. Redair's like, all right, let's get down to business. What do we got with these standing stones over here? So, yeah, Redair's gonna go up and I don't know. He's just going to, I guess, investigate
Alicia's chilling
and
down.
find nothing.
Smalls, are you gonna roll?
There are definitely 2 enormous standing stones here.
I would say, I guess, since Mo has never been here, he comes up to this side, as long as it's not, like, too far away or something, or, nothing stops him, and tries to look to see if he can see that house, like, from here, or, like, anything notable.
Yeah, let me see. So the house is...
I think he said, like, a few miles south, so probably
Yeah,
not, but...
I forget exactly how far. Let me see.
Or maybe he just... Well, maybe he doesn't go there. Maybe he comes over on this edge by the standing stones and just, like, looks out to see if there's any, like, ships coming in or anything.
The house is, yeah, it's a couple... based on where it sits, because it's kind of, like, on the... It's not like it's like kind of
Yeah, like
over like
inland
looking up.
and stuff.
Yeah, well, it's not inland. It's actually on a hill,
Hmm.
like kind of near the water, like on a hillside
Yep.
overlooking the water. So you can't you can't really because it's kind of flat and like looking over the coast. Like you can kind of see where it would be, but like it's still over the horizon.
Yeah.
You
So I
know,
mean,
kind of bit. So.
I get a sense of like how far away it is, kind of, but
Right.
that's
You
about
can
it.
kind of see like maybe that's the hillside that people mention it's on, but like again, it's too far away to make out any detail.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's what Mo's focused on. I
Um,
guess he'll be back over here.
Elysia's gonna light one of her sticks of incense that comes from being a
Acolyte.
acolyte. Yeah, and just kind of like not near the standing stones, maybe like 30 to 40 feet away. Just kind of like light it and kind of embed it and just sit down if there's any like not under a tree, so like sun is touching her if there is sun, and just kind of like
Yeah, it is a
like
sunnier day today. There's still some clouds, but
okay, yeah, and she's just
not
kind of
not really overcast.
and she's just kind of meditating, like seeing like instead of looking with her eyes, she's kind of like looking with like whatever her like her spirit or whatever. Just
Yeah.
meditating there, see if anything occurs.
Let's see. Redair. Well, I guess is Smallleaf going to do anything? Acrobatics.
Climbing
Lift
it.
onto the standings.
Dear God.
That what you're doing?
Yeah, you're muted, by the way. We can't hear you.
I'm gonna climb on top of everything.
All right. Yep. Yeah. You climb up. The stones are kind of roughly hewn, so you can climb up, and you rolled well enough that you can basically just climb your way up on top of the stones, no problem. Um, they're yeah they're very tall, maybe like 12 feet tall, I guess about 12. Um, but yeah, so you gotta there are some trees that are taller on this little island, but yeah, you're pretty high up compared to most of the trees and stuff. Got a good view of the town, good view of the sea.
I don't. I'd say like once I get up there, like I'd sit and meditate, but I don't know what I would do to like do that for a roll.
You don't have to roll anything. Actually, Alicia and Smallleaf, because you're both meditating, um, you actually, while you're meditating, you kind of start to slowly hear a faint singing um, that kind of grows as you continue to meditate. It doesn't get very loud, but it starts off like barely perceptible and then just kind of like a faint kind of music or song, like someone singing. Like you just hear it very, very lightly.
um, can I tell what language it is, or
Um, it, it's it's you can't really tell. Like it almost has like a unlanguageable quality to it.
okay?
You feel that there is certainly a language, like it's not just like dribble, but it's not like any language you could really convey it with.
Mali's gonna ignore it until it gets.
What's that, Tim?
I said Mali's going to ignore it until it, like if it gets louder, then he'll like take an interest in it.
Yeah, it at least for now, it's not getting much louder. Again, faintly audible. Um,
Yeah, I guess Alicia's just kind of like, that's strange.
yeah, so Radair's going to use divine sense because he basically investigated around, looked at the stones, walked around, searched them, didn't find anything. So he's like, hmm, something. So the term dark magic has been used, maybe some sort of evil presence here. Um, so Radair's going to use divine sense and focus his attention. Uh, doesn't sense any celestial fiends or undead, um, but does sense that this area has been desecrated.
Hmm.
they're kind of after concentrating on it, he's like, yeah, there's something foul that's going on here, but I don't know much else other than that. Mo, do you see anything? What do you think?
Yeah, he'll come up to the stones, and if there's any marking or anything like that.
Yeah, what did you roll? Investigation. Well, you do find markings. The stones are covered in various runes.
Hmm.
But you're not
Yeah,
sure what they mean or what they say,
right. Well, I
if
see these
anything.
markings here, but it's nothing that I've ever seen before, so not of much use.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not sure. They're not.
Assuming that Elysia's like still kind of like sitting down or meditating or whatever, I just kind of like yell at her like to get her out of it, and just like, "Hey, Elysia, is this any markings of your religion or something?"
Yeah, since I guess it was more of like a prayer than a true meditation. Yeah, just Alicia like hears and it's like, I don't know. Let me come check. Just like pops straight up, maneuvers on over,
She pops her knee out. I thought I was young.
and is it anything that I've seen?
Um, what? Let me see what languages you know.
Common, celestial, abyssal, infernal, primordial.
Primordial. Okay. Um, it's not. It bears the most resemblance to primordial. Like some of the runes you see, you kind of see like, oh, that kind of looks like maybe a letter or a word in primordial, but like it's it doesn't actually match primordial. There's some resemblance to some of the characters, but you can't like it doesn't actually seem like it's spelling anything or making anything out in.
Okay, yeah. So Alicia would say, um, like the closest that it's like it's most similar to primordial, kind of like an elemental language, but it's not the same. I can't really read it.
Primordial. Well, we are at the ocean. Maybe I don't know something to do with the water.
Some kind of water language, aquatic.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see any resemblance to. It doesn't look. None of the runes look celestial or infernal or abyssal
Mo
or
hand
elfish.
Mo holds what's left of his croissant up to it and says, "Well, croissant, do you see anything since you spoke
Jeez.
water recently?"
Does the water speak through croissant?
The croissant is silent.
I listen very carefully, but the croissant makes no noise.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It is absolutely silent.
What if we use some magic on this stone?
Here, let me magic it with my... As I click on the spells tab and see nothing but zeros.
Small leaf gets
Hmm.
common station has I don't know if you call it epiphany, more of just like a see if something happens and strikes the stone.
Okay,
That's
with
horrible.
yeah, you still hit it. It's a big monster. But yeah, you strike it and nothing happens.
Why is that a proficiency too? Really? Do I have to go in and change that too? Yep. So annoying.
I guess then upon seeing that, at least he's like, "Ooh, my turn!" Like sacred flame.
um, yeah, you strike it. It fails the dex save. Well, I guess yeah, you strike it and like your flame hits it, but it's not enough to really do significant damage to it.
Right. I was. She was looking for more of a reaction than like a destruction.
Yeah, and it doesn't react to it.
Mo throws his croissant at it.
Oh my gosh.
All
Roll
of the
croissant
answers
damage.
come to life. Croissant was the key.
Yeah.
Well, there's 2 croissant damage right there.
Yeah. Roll your damage. I'm curious. It's a D4.
D4.
Yeah.
Any bonuses?
No. It would be strength, I guess. Or maybe what? Plus 2,000.
Dude, I am rolling top die 3 in a row. That means I'm gonna die.
Yep.
But shouldn't that should be double though, because it's a crit, so it should be
Yeah.
2d4. So.
Oh.
Oh my
God!
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God!
Right now,
I did 4,000 damage,
somebody buy this man a lottery ticket stat.
dude.
Or at least the
Don't worry.
Holy
croissant.
cow.
Get the croissant a lottery
I'll
ticket.
say, just wait, Jordan. You're gonna start rolling crap in a little bit.
Oh, what? Come on!
There it
There
is.
it is. There it is.
Yep.
The universe fixed itself.
That's how I was last time. It was
Oh my
crits are
God.
ones, crits are ones.
The universe fixed itself.
Incredible.
Before it got too far.
Incredible.
1% chance.
Incredible.
So you do you do just enough damage to deal 1 hit point of damage to it to the standing stone
With a croissant. A salty
croissant.
croissant. Dry as hell croissant.
Yeah, it's like you throw this old croissant at like one of the runes and manage to hit it at just the point where it's weakest, like
Yeah.
wearing away, and you
Yeah.
chip off a bit of the rune.
The rune is prone.
Yeah, you chip off a bit of one of the runes, and you suddenly, because you weren't meditating, you hear this singing fill your mind. And it kind of like stutters for a moment,
Yeah.
and then kind of goes back to singing and then fades.
I just kind of like look around at everybody. I'm making sure that they're not the ones who are singing. Like,
Yeah.
Can I pick up the piece that was chipped and do an Arcana check to see if I feel like it's magical in any way?
Yeah. Good rolls. Yeah, so you think that I mean, now that it's broken off, it's not magical. But you think that, yeah, there's definitely something magical about these stones. You're not too sure what exactly, but you feel like whatever the runes are, it's part of maybe like a spell or a ritual that might have been cast like at the time the stones were made. And that whatever magic effect is there, it's still present. So like the standing stones are doing something magical or have some sort of magical effect on the area.
Okay. Yeah, Alicia will relay that to everybody. Like, I think that these stones are doing something to keep magic here, or something. I think that they're still doing things. Maybe we should keep hitting them.
did anybody hear that singing?
Radar says no. What singing?
I don't know. I think this muffin was trying to speak to me, so I pick up the croissant. I listen to the croissant again. I'm like, is this thing singing to me?
I heard some singing when I was praying.
Radar says I didn't hear any singing, but I did sense sort of evil magic present here. And so that confirms what you were saying, Ali. But the magic has some sort of evil taint to it.
I don't really have anything, but I wonder if we should destroy these stones. Does I don't know what check it would be, but like, I mean, I guess we would have brought it up before, but like, have we heard anything about these stones? Like, oh, these are government property, or these are,
You haven't
von
heard
Strahd's
anything.
stones. Like, don't destroy them.
Strahd.
Yeah.
Yeah. You haven't heard anything.
He just appears.
You haven't heard anything mostly because they haven't nobody's brought it up. Nobody's mentioned it.
Right.
you think that like if you went into town and looked, yeah, you could get some answers, but
Yeah.
A vampire lord suddenly owns these stones. Yes, do you think we would have heard that?
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, I
But
don't.
so it might be one of those things where because you haven't heard anything about it, you presume that the town, the town's basically either forgotten about it, doesn't care about it. At least that's the impression you get. You'd
Yeah.
have to go into town to actually confirm it. But
Hmm. Are they? How big are they? Like, could we push
um,
them over, or?
they're like 12 feet high,
Probably not.
maybe like 12 feet high, maybe about 10 feet across.
Yeah. So I mean, they're super heavy. Like,
Yeah, and at least 2 or 3 feet thick,
yeah.
4 feet thick. So
Um, I'm gonna roll an intelligence check just to see if my character even is smart enough to comprehend the fact that we could maybe use rope to maybe try to like
yeah,
hold them down. I
you,
guess
it's enough. That's enough to say like, yeah, we could pull them. Yeah.
I guess yeah. It's instead of like trying to like use any kind of like leverage, it's just like, hey, I brought along some rope. Maybe we can use that.
To pull them down.
Yeah, to pull them down.
Derek kind of thinks, I guess we could, although I think I'm with Mo. I think we need some more information about this. There's clearly something wrong. Something's not right. But I'm just not sure.
If we burn these trees down, this area would get more light.
Well, I know light's a good thing, but keep in mind the trees, take in the light to grow. I don't think the town would appreciate us
They
burning
steal
down
the
trees.
light from your god.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of trees where I'm from.
Yeah, the trees appreciate the light too, so I don't think they're
Is that
okay.
true, tree? Do you appreciate the light?
There's a slight flutter in the breeze that
Yeah.
uh, the leaf kind of or the tree kind of sways in the breeze.
It says, "Hell yeah!" So this person that I know, Galen, one of the 6 town council members, what was his occupation again?
Yeah, he's basically one of the leaders of the just they're part of the council. That is their job. But he does, I guess, in addition to the fact that he is part of the council, like he does have, his own kind of company, with their ships and goods, transporting goods. Um, and he does run a smuggling, has a pretty big smuggling operation that's part
Okay.
of that,
Um,
which again you're aware of. Our other
Yeah.
characters wouldn't necessarily know.
Right. Mo just says
Yeah,
like,
Guys going.
yeah. Mo says like, I think I know somebody in town that I could bounce these stones off of mentally.
Okay.
Like I think
Yeah.
if
let's
we all
get some
kind of
more
like reach out to
information
people
about
that we know, spread out and try to find out more about these, we can get to the bottom of Small Leaf Stream.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Radair says. All right, Mo. If you wanna ask around.
Yeah. So I mean, Mo is gonna head to wherever Galen is if I know where he is.
Yeah, Galen. You know.
Small Leaf is eating some berries off of a bush.
So Small Leaf's gonna just like
Yeah,
like
let me find
chill
where his
chill
house
near the
is.
stones, or
Yep.
gonna stare at him and be like, "What do you mean?"
Yeah.
Eats some berries and goes back to meditating, and hopefully something will hit him.
Yeah. Okay. So you
Hopefully
know
not
that,
physically.
Yeah, right.
actually, Galen's house is right here.
Okay, the blue one.
Yeah. So let me. I'm actually gonna. I can put this on the. Put this on the. There you go.
Okay, sorry.
Number 16.
Number 16 is Galen's house.
Yep.
So Mo said he knows somebody in town that he could talk to. So he's heading out to go to 16. It's over here.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So
yeah.
yeah, let me describe. So yeah, you've actually you haven't been to Galen's house yet. Again, like you like when you were met him, it was in
Docs or something.
the docks, like at the company
Yeah.
headquarters. Um, it's like you've met him, but you've never been to his house. Um, so this is actually a pretty large mansion right on the docks.
Right.
So uh, actually, as you're arriving there, you see Galen. He's actually leaning out the window of the second floor of his house, and he's shouting orders like, "No, no, no! Those those crates go over there." Uh, and kind of barking directions at some crew that are hauling some luggage. And he says, "No, no, they were supposed to go on dock number 4, dock 4."
Yeah.
And
So yeah, Mo approaches and he's like, "Hey, G,
then, gee, who's that down there?
it's me, Mo."
Oh, right, right. You're one of the it's new to the company, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. What is it?
Hey, I have a kind of a personal question to ask you. You know, it's related to my kidneys. Could I come in?
Personal question. Well, I'm busy, but sure. Come on in. Come on in.
Hey, thanks,
Yeah,
G.
yeah. So he leaves the window and
Yep.
they're waiting outside a few moments, and then he opens the door and
While I'm
yeah,
waiting, my character has like a fancy leather vest, so seeing that Galen's house is kind of nicer, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna put this on just to kind of like dress up a little bit.
yep, yeah. So yeah, when he actually opens for you, he's an older gentleman and has a neatly trimmed beard and is wearing fancy clothes too, so you kind of fit right in. Um, yes, come on inside. Come on inside. Come on inside.
Oh, thanks, Galen.
Can he says, "Can I get you a drink?"
Oh, no, thanks. I'm good. I had some
Oh,
shy tea this morning.
oh, shy tea, quite fine. I do enjoy the shy tea myself.
In fact, my friend actually wants to know where the shy leaves are from. Do you know?
No, no, not off the top of my head.
No, that's fine.
I'd have to find out. Um, but anyway, what can I do? What's this personal question?
Yeah, so I just said that outside to kind of cover up what I was talking about, but you know that little piece of land across the bay here to the south. There's some stones there. Do you know anything about those stones?
Um,
They have runes
oh,
on them,
those like yeah, out there, yeah.
possibly related to
Um,
singing. Of course, that could have been my croissant.
well, I don't know anything about singing, but I know they've been here longer than the town has. At least that's
I was
what
waiting for him to question a singing croissant.
Nobody
Yeah,
questions singing
he
croissants.
just the comment goes over his head. He says, "Nah, as far as I know, that like I said, I've heard they've been here since for ages. Um, I think the our local druid, Farron, he would probably know more than I would. I do hear some say that that it's tied to the fish in the area, that it draws in the fish, and that's why the fishing's so good around here.
Yeah, that's what
But
I've heard as well.
yeah, so but I don't know. Like I said, they're just out there. They don't bother me. They don't impact the bit. If they are drawing in the fish, then all the better because that's good for business.
Yep. And
But
you
where I
told me
live
where that
anymore.
druid was before, but could you remind me?
Oh yeah, he ends out at the Grove, uh, the
Northeast of
Grove
town.
north of town. Yeah, that kind of very wooded, overgrown area.
Mm.
Not hard to miss. Just follow the river, the Kingfisher River. You know, out of town, and it'll take you there.
Okay. Yeah, I just had a quick question about that. I should get back. I'm running a job right now, but just thought I'd stop by on my break.
Oh yes, yes, very good. Good work. Good work. Good man.
Yep.
Um, yeah, if you need anything else, you know where to find me.
Yep.
All right.
See ya,
Anything else I
G.
can do for you? Anything else I can get for you? Sure you don't want that drink?
Yep. I am not thirsty.
Okay, very good then, very good. Well, like you said, there are things to do, things to get done, back to business.
Damn straight.
I gotta make sure those goods are secured properly, so. Alright, so, see you later.
Yep. See ya. So Mo leaves, and like the second he kind of like turns back and sees that he closed the door, he takes off the vest, and he's like, "God, it was too hot in there." Ugh. In fact, actually, what's the weather today like? I forget
Weather
if
today?
Brandon
Yeah,
asked this.
it's sunnier. You know, there's a few clouds here and there, but
Yeah.
nice sunshiny weather that kind of day.
Okay. Well, assuming they haven't left in the time that I did that, I kind of come back to the land.
Yeah, was Alicia and Smallleaf and Rodair, were they? You guys doing anything?
Smallleaf was
Mhm.
meditating. I remember that.
Okay, though. Right.
Or he ate
So,
some berries.
yeah, eating berries and meditating. Yeah. So in your
I'll be back.
yep, in your whole time while you've been meditating, the singing hasn't. It's kind of paused a couple times. Um, like kind of like after maybe like 3 or 4 or 10 minutes. Um, it kind of pauses for a bit, goes away, and then kind of comes back. But it never gets any louder or more forceful or booming or anything compared to, again, that kind of barely audible quality. Oh,
Molly's gonna meditate a little more and then see if he can locate the locate the source of the singing.
okay. Yeah, as you're meditating and kind of focusing on it more, you can tell that it is coming from the stones. Um, but or coming from like right in front of the stones, I guess, or between them rather, because
Yeah.
yeah, between them, um, kind of at a point between them, but it's still kind of tough to even focus that that's kind of where it's resonating from, because it almost like at the same time is like it's kind of playing in your head too, so
Back.
yeah.
Did Smallleaf hear anything?
Basically, like he concentrated to see if he could tell more where the singing was coming from, and it's kind of tough to tell because it's the singing is in his head,
Yeah,
but
like all
it's
over.
coming from but it's coming also kind of from the in between the two stones.
Hmm.
Yeah, Radair's kind of like kind of starting to fidget, and kind of like kick at some stones on the ground, grab a like a tree branch and kind of start twirling it, and he's like, well, where's Mo? Boring. We're just standing here.
Yep. So if Mo returned, says,
There you are. What'd you
yep.
find out?
Yeah. Oh, so I talked to my contact, and he said that there's a patch of woods northeast of the town, and there is a druid named Farron that we can talk to.
Farron?
Smallleaf, do you know anything about that? Aren't you kind of a woodsy person?
I've never had interactions with a druid.
Yeah, you had heard about him, but like you actually haven't met him yet.
Druids talk to trees. I don't talk to trees.
I talked to croissants.
Yes, the croissant tomancer.
Oh yes,
Croissant.
my little croissant.
Radair says, "To the druid."
Yep.
All right, so we cross. I'm not gonna have Radair roll to carry you across again, but we get across, and we make.
I guess on the way over, Lucy's like, what's a druid?
Druid, they're they basically commune with nature. They're people that commune with nature and have a lot of insight and wisdom into the natural world.
Why would you want to talk to trees when you could talk to the sun?
I don't know. Yeah, so I'm going to that took him there. Yeah, so yeah, you come to the grove, and let's see. Um, yeah, the grove. One thing you notice like right away is like there are a lot more seagulls gathered around here.
What?
Um, yeah,
Mine?
a lot more seagulls and
Mine, mine.
talking and yeah, my, eating, preening themselves, whatever. Um, and there are also a gathering of sailors and and sailors and some other people from town um, about here too. Looks like there might be some like traders and trappers also here. Just kind of engage in conversation, small talk, trading, swapping information and goods and stuff. Um, and then in the middle of it all is this halfling uh, who is kind of like looks like he's kind of overseeing the place. Um, Kind of doing mostly things to kind of keep things in line, making sure that the people there aren't necessarily disturbing the seagulls. He's maybe feeding the seagulls, and people come up to him with a question from time to time, and he kind of directs them somewhere.
Tim, what subrace are you? Lightfoot?
Doubt.
Stout? Does this halfling look like the same as him?
Let
That's kind of racist, don't you think?
me see. Does he look kind of stout? Like,
Your
Yeah.
face is racist.
Fascist. Fascist.
Baron is a yes, he is a stout halfling as well.
Awesome. We get bonus points. Oh.
Yeah, so he kind of finishes up pointing someone came to him with a question, he kind of points him away, and when he's done that, he kind of glances over and notices you and says, "Oh, more travelers. I don't recognize you from around here. Um, have you been here long? Have we met?" Hello?
Um, Mo walks forward to him and says, "Hello, I am also a sailor, just like all of these other people here, and my name is Scanafindius Malachar."
What?
Radar says, "That's not your name. Unless you've been lying to me this whole time."
What? What are you talking about?
Yeah, whatever. Look, we're here. Radar does. We're here about the standing stones. What do you know about them? Yeah. Then like Farron kind of glances to you, like, and then back to Radar, and is like, "I'm sorry. What was your name again?"
To me?
Yeah.
Scanafindius Malachar?
All right. All right. Scan
At
the
least I
page.
think it is.
Are you looking? Are you all together seeking information about the stones?
Yes,
Yes,
especially that one.
I would also like information about those rocks.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Yeah. If you're here looking for information, I can. Um. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Those stones. They've been here. They've been here for many an age. Uh.
How many?
Apparently used to be used by some evil tribe of people that lived in the area.
Evil.
Part of their sacrifices, their evil rituals, and whatnot.
That goes
I
along
don't
with
like
what
the
Redair
place.
sensed.
Yeah, Radair's nodding his head. Yes, yes, it does. But that tribe has since perished and is long gone. Uh, they say that a siren spirit was captured in the stone somehow. Part of the whether the tribe did that or whether some other evil entity did, no one knows. But they say that her singing is what draws the fish into the bay here. And some folk have even reported hearing her sing her songs.
Think we might all have heard that song as well.
Yeah, Ritter says, I haven't, but that's what these three say. So, Ritter says, all right, so do we destroy them? If they're evil? Farron says, I mean, destroy them. I don't know how the townspeople would react to that. No one's ever
We're gonna take
really,
all their
it's
fish
all legend
away.
anyway. Yeah, it's all legend anyway, from what I've heard. I haven't heard the singing myself. I don't know.
Well, if it took the fishing away, a lot of the traditional townspeople will certainly be mad, since it's their way of income.
Yeah. I don't know if you've been here long. How long have you folks been in?
Greater than, less than,
have,
or equal to 1 month.
I was gonna say, do we have a time frame?
1
Yeah,
month,
about
I
a
think.
month, give or take.
Not the longest.
Yeah. Adair says, yeah, only a couple weeks. Yeah, Farron says, okay, that's yeah, thankfully, the fishing has been pretty steady and stable for the past couple weeks. Ugh, this town goes absolutely bonkers when the fishing is either really bad or really good. Neither one is pleasant.
When was the last time one of these events? Was it a good time or a bad time?
Oh, it was a good time. Uh, it was about, maybe about 2 weeks. I guess 2 months or so, or 2 months or so. Folks arrived. We haven't had any for a long time, so I'm glad for that. The noise. People go nuts when we have like a solid week or two of poor fishing and the catches just aren't great. But then people also go nuts when it's so phenomenal and it's a phenomenal catch for a week or more. It's just the people here lose their minds over such things.
Seems like there's a great
Gives me a
imbalance in the
headache.
force.
Yeah, there's an imbalance, all right.
I wonder
People
if the
getting
stones
worked
do
up
more than
over
draw
everything.
fish.
What was that, Brandon?
Oh, like I wonder if the stones do more than just draw fish. Maybe they make the people go crazy.
Yeah, Farron says, well, if that's the case and you did destroy those standing stones, I would be happier. Give me some peace and quiet. Like I said, it's pretty rare that we go this long without or over. Oh, look, a solid week of poor fishing or a solid week of great fishing. But I don't know. The tales say it's some siren chain locked up there, and the stones do something with drawing the fish to the area.
Um. Well, we're speaking of evil things. Do you know anything about the house that's south of here? Some kids came into the Wicker Goat Tavern, and we're talking that they actually went inside of the house and saw creatures in there.
Yeah, that's another thing that gets on my nerves too. The townsfolk here. I mean, I've heard that too. A lot of news. I hear about a lot of things that happen in the town, much to my annoyance. Uh, but whatever. Yeah, the house. That's actually eastward. The eastward
Oh, okay.
out of here. Yeah, the townsfolk they say it's haunted. Uh, Lots of strange flashing lights, uh, ghosts, spooks, horrible screaming. The typical ghost stuff. Um, some say they've been attacked by various aberrations and such in the house. Most
Have you
people,
heard any
there
of these
haven't been a
noises?
lot of. I'm sorry.
Oh, have you heard any of these noises?
No, I've stayed away from the place. Doesn't interest me. Although if you did happen, if if you happen to go there and figure out what's wrong and can get rid of any ghosts, then I'd definitely make it worth your while. Because let me tell you, there's enough strange happenings out here in these lands that one less threat is better with me. Not even mentioning the threats of the Dreadwood, but that house being so close to town, that's certainly the easier of the two threats to tackle.
Dreadwood.
Yeah, the Dreadwood. It's a evil place. The whole thing. Very large forest that's near here. Just actually south of here, or I'm sorry, northeast. Sorry, getting my directions confused. Northeast of here. If you go past the old house, the old mansion, and continue along the road, the road will eventually bend south towards Seaton. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that. That's another town along the coast. But if you head north, that takes you to the Dreadwood. But yeah, I wouldn't go there if I were you. Most people that go in don't come back.
Seems to be a commonplace of the strange places outside of this town.
Yeah, like I said, any sort of those anomalies, ghosts, aberrations, hate them all.
So Mo kind of comes back to the huddle of the group and kind of says, "Well, I don't know anything about fighting any creatures, but I also don't know, yeah, the creatures at the house and stuff like that." And
they said ghosts, right?
yeah, right. And I don't really know the impact of destroying the stones on this town's economy. I wouldn't want to ruin anything there, but at the same time, like Elysia said, maybe it is kind of causing extremes within the town, so I don't know what we should do.
Radar says, well, we've looked into the stones a bit. I don't know if we necessarily possess the means to destroy them, Knocking them over is one thing, but stopping the magic that's found there, that's something else.
Yeah.
I don't think we know enough about the town itself to know if that's a good idea or not. But Mo did have that dream. There's certainly weird things happening here. Maybe we check the house.
Yeah, at least
because I'm
see
in
it
the
from a
mood
distance
to hunt
and
some ghosts.
Right, and clear out any rumors. I mean, let's see it for ourselves. I think the four of us can get out of there if anything goes wrong.
I can certainly keep us alive.
Hey, Jordan, you there?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear both of you.
Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't hear Jordan, so I don't know if that was Jordan.
Oh.
But anyway, what were you saying?
That we should go see the house to see, to check in on the rumors ourselves. I think the four of us can handle it. And then Elysia said she can certainly keep us alive. What does Smallleaf say?
Ghost hunt!
Ghost hunt! Ghost hunt!
Yes, let's get some ghosts! Radar kind of starts to immediately charge off without waiting for
Right.
Ghost.
Ghosty boys, gonna ghosty busters. Ghosty boys,
So I'll reveal the kind of the rest of the area up here as because we're walking by. Yeah, so we basically take the road east out of town. There's kind of like a cliff side, and then there's kind of like a strip along the beach. But the road continues along the cliff side. Yeah, so we start making our way towards towards the house. It's actually about 4 miles, so walking time takes us maybe
A little
an
over an hour.
hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, kind of as we're making our way outside of town, um, there are some bystanders. This is actually this building right here is. I need to get my clicker on. There we go. That is actually the temple of Procan.
Hmm.
Um,
Asshole.
yeah.
Is this a
Um,
graveyard?
yeah. Yeah. So that's the graveyard there. We
Because
see
everybody doesn't
that.
agree with you.
Imagine
mean,
building
they're
a
an
temple next to a graveyard. Fucking idiots.
Yeah. So we noticed that and there's some bystanders, not at the temple, but kind of before that. They notice us walking out, and they say, "You wouldn't happen to be going to the ghost house, would you?"
You wouldn't happen to hear the good word of Ra, would you?
What's that? The
No,
good word of
that's-
Ra.
Yeah, no, that wasn't.
Yeah.
What are you,
That was
what
just
are you, a
being
bad
asshole.
religious panhandler?
You're going to the ghost with another one speaks. You're going to the ghost house, aren't you? And after those two hooligans came back here, I'll Sean, I know your type. I know your type.
Yeah,
You
I
go
heard
check
that
it
there
out
was
for
a whole
yourself.
chest of gold there, so we're gonna go check it out.
Cool, old chest of gold. There's more than that. There's actually an amulet I hear that can change anything into gold. That'd be that's something I'd like to get my hands on, but I'm going near that place.
Well, if we find it, I'll turn your attitude to gold.
Ooh. Attitude to gold. Yeah, I got quite an attitude.
I start
Anyway,
I start to push like Alicia, like, yeah, we need to be on our way. Man, you have real religion problems.
yeah, Radair's like, come on, let's go.
Don't engage.
Yeah, ghost hunt, ghost hunt, ghost hunt. Like
Yeah,
you're
like,
only,
killing,
you're,
slashing, burning.
so, yeah. So he kind of keeps moving by. Okay, yeah, they as we're leaving. Yeah, good luck, guys. Good luck.
Do we need it?
Try not, try not to get scared of the ghosts.
My scare modifier is +10.
So so yeah, let's see. We travel to the house. So yeah, like I said, it's about 4 miles. So takes a solid hour to walk to the house. Um, but yeah, it basically takes us through. I'm gonna move us, I guess, to the world. There's not really not much to see on the world map
Right.
at this point.
Yeah.
But I do have a world map if we travel farther. But I'll just
Yeah.
leave us here in the
Yeah.
town. But basically the road kind of follows the rocky coastline.
Mhm.
So there's pretty much a cliff and then the ocean below, and the land or the path kind of steadily goes uphill, slightly at a slight incline until you get to the house where it's kind of perched more on a hill. Um, because we're kind of the house is situated over like kind of a cliff overlooking the sea. It's the there's a stiff wind blowing off the ocean, and basically the stink of salt water is pretty prevalent here. Um, and I'm going to I think I have a
Salty
picture of
stink.
the sea stink. I think I have a picture of the house here. Let me see. Nope, not that. There it is. So, yep. So it's kind of perched, like I said, on
Damn.
this hillside there, kind of
Heavens.
Jesus
precariously.
Christ.
Yeah. But yeah, you get there and it's a pretty much a decrepit old house. There is a stone wall around it. That's about 6 feet high. But the wall is crumbled in many places, so it's like there's not really much of it left. There is an ornate metal gate that lies open at the end of the road. that is basically kind of fallen off and kind of is still laying there, kind of only attached at like the bottom hinge to the stone wall. And now around the house, not on the side that's kind of like near the kind of to the coastline, but on the other side of the house, you can see what might be the remains of a garden, um, which is kind of like it looks kind of trodden down and run down, but like looks like it's kind of lasted better than the house has.
Hmm.
So I'll move us to the map of the. I guess I'll move us to the map of the house, and we can exploring the grounds. But it's getting close to 10, so I don't know how long you guys want to keep playing for.
I'm good for whatever, personally, but
Yeah, I want to get to kind of a good stopping point. So I think we'll explore, or we'll see what you guys do. If you want
Yeah,
to go into the
at least,
house
like,
right away,
right.
or we'll at least get into the kind of check the area.
guys, also I'm just gonna be this guy for a second. But the last time CJ introduced a house like this, it was Death House. So
Yeah,
just,
I thought that too. I'm like, oh, we're starting off with a haunted house again.
just
Yeah.
saying. You know?
Yeah. So let me
I
get
swear to
your
God, if I
character
see
here.
any paintings with eyes that follow me,
Or carpets. No carpets at all.
I'm not touching
no
a
rugs of
damn
smothering.
thing. I'm not touching a damn thing in this house.
Suits of armor.
You say that until you step on a rug again.
No rugs.
I'm not touching anything else. Steps on a carpet.
Mo rugs.
Mo rugs, mo problems.
Unfortunately, this map's a little like they don't give me much room
Like
'cause they
outside
put-
room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
outside room, and they put like the actually let me see, is that GM overlay? No, it's not. They put the map key like right at the edge of the house, so I can't like
Yeah,
reveal that
right.
without like giving
Yeah.
the key away. So
Yeah, it's fine.
Good
so
enough.
yeah. Let me just kind of get rid of some of these other bits and stuff. So yeah, so we basically approach it. The path, kind of leads up, and this is the corner of the house. So
Yep.
yeah, the front door is right there. But yeah, it's up to you how you want to proceed.
So, Mo has a short bow and says, I don't know anything about fighting ghosts, but I'm gonna find out from a distance. And has a short bow ready.
Yeah, Redare says, that's fine. I got my sword right here, my shield here. I'm ready. Bring it on. Alright, so...
Yeah, I guess,
There's-
are these all windows or
Oh
something?
no. Yeah, they're all windows. Redare kind of says, oh no. Ghosts come out at night. We came here during the day. Well, it'll give us an opportunity to scout the area and, check things. Maybe we'll get lucky and the ghosts will appear anyway.
I mean, we could camp outside until it became nighttime, but
Yeah, let's get a lay of the house here. I think that'll be we need every advantage we can get.
yeah. Like I said, I don't know anything about hunting ghosts, but
At least he kind of like looks like to the left and to the right and just silently is like, come here at night.
Yeah.
Sounds like an adventure. I don't want to do.
Well, shall we go inside?
Yep. Where's the front door?
Right here.
Over here.
I will follow you, Rodare.
All right. Redare steps up to the door. Yeah, proceeds to. The door is open. The lock has since become useless and faded away.
Decrepit and withered
Yeah.
away.
Yeah, so we go inside. And reveal.
Didn't those kids also say something about swarming grubs?
Yes,
and
they did.
Basement and vampire and wings and fangs and
Oh, and there's a vampire here too. Even better. All right.
Redare, have you ever fought a vampire?
Well, no. But I'm ready to. I'm looking forward to it. Right. Yeah, so front door opens, dusty, dirty, musty entrance hall. You got a corridor to the left, one to the right, and one straight ahead. The walls are bare, and there's bits of smashed furniture kind of here and there on the floor. There is a staircase right here that leads to the second floor.
Is it darker in here, or is it light enough
Um,
from the daytime or something?
Yeah, it's light enough. I mean, the windows are kind of caked with dirt and dust, but it lets enough light in that we can see.
Would it be considered dim light, or?
Not out here in the entrance hall,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
if there's, you know, there's
Say
enough
gaslight.
windows that it's not, it's dimmer than outside, but it's not,
Yeah, right, but it's not
yeah.
like D&D
Yeah.
dim light, like.
Yeah, where it's like,
Yeah.
oh, disadvantage on perception checks, like, yeah.
Yeah, Alicia casts light on her holy symbol.
Okay, yeah, now it's a moot point because it's clearly bright enough.
Yep. I guess. I don't know. I guess Mo's gonna do like investigation to see if, I mean, if the kids were here, like, does he see any signs that they like dropped anything or left anything? I mean, this is just the entrance hall, but
Yeah.
oh my God, where's investigation?
Yeah, investigate. Okay. Yeah, you find actually you find a couple you see that there are tracks and very recent. There's a set of tracks that lead this way down this hall, and there's a set of tracks that lead this way. And then there's also a set of tracks fleeing from this way.
Yep.
You can tell that it was kind of like there's kind of some motion walk, just kind of general walking around in here,
Yeah.
and then multiple tracks going down the hall. But then there's two that are fleeing. Like you
Yep.
see like handprints and like knee prints of where somebody tripped.
Yep.
You know, like so.
Yeah, so based on this, I mean, I tell everybody, it's just like, yeah, I think definitely those two teens came up this way. The two that we saw in the bar, but I do...
They said the vampire was in the basement, right? That's where they went?
Yep, I believe so.
Alright, to the basement. Must be this way.
Now that we're getting into like a closed hall, I'm just like, okay, I may not know much about fighting ghosts, but I do know about friendly fire, so I'm gonna switch to my
Yeah.
rapier.
Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of move up a little bit.
Okay. The tracks then. Should I get the room right? Yeah. The tracks go into there's a set of tracks that go into this room first, and there's another set looks like somebody went in there and then came out.
Yeah.
That way.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I just announced that.
And
like,
then yeah.
Yeah, like I think straight ahead is where they came and then ran away from. So.
Okay, and that's where the basement is.
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah. All right. So.
Tim, are you there? Do you want to move up, or are you just chilling back?
Yeah. What's
I am
doing?
carefully observing while
Okay.
being behind you guys.
Okay. Redair's going to open the door.
Mo keeps checking back to make sure that those two are still behind us.
Yeah.
Remember, I've been in the woods the last forever.
Yeah.
Our houses aren't a forte.
Yeah. Redair opens and walks in to reveal a kitchen. Basically damp and dirty like the rest of the house. Patches of mold and cobwebs are on the floors, wall, and ceiling. This map actually is oriented north, so the southwest corner has some iron cooking equipment in the chimney. And then next to it, under a window, is a cracked and discolored stone sink. To the right of the sink is a small closed wooden cupboard. And it's fixed to the wall about 5 feet above floor level. And against the far wall, a flight of wooden stairs lead upward from west to east. So,
Right.
yeah, base.
Mo will.
And there's also a door.
Yeah, you said that there was a stove. I guess Mo will like check the inside of it to see if there's like ashes or hot ashes or sign that this was used recently or anything.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's a fireplace for cooking.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it's been used
Okay.
recently at all.
Yeah, so I mean, the kids didn't stay in here like camp out or like have a meal or anything, so
Yeah.
Alicia's kind of like meandering about with the light, just kind of like shining it on things and just kind of not looking for anything in particular, but just kind of like looking.
Yeah. Yeah. Not looking at anything particular. Yeah. Alicia, as you're kind of walking around, I'd make a perception roll.
Okay. Not good.
Yeah, you don't really hear anything, so you're just kind of hear or see anything. You're just kind of looking around and just okay, we're in a kitchen.
Yeah, I would say from almost here on out, if we're gonna be doing that, and I'm like carrying the light, I would almost rather do help action on other people investigating.
Okay.
But I mean that's
so
perception, but investigation would be like that's probably what I would do.
yeah,
With light.
yeah, I guess Radair's gonna kind of more perceive. He's not really gonna investigate.
yeah, right, exactly.
Because he's not really like looking for details. He's more of a like, okay, ghosts, where are you? Where are you?
Yeah, right. Like basement, vampires.
Yeah, come on, like, there's nothing spooky here yet, like.
Right.
But Mo, if you want to go ahead and make a investigate or perception, you can, or small leaf if you're whatever you're doing. Oh, and I guess I will also reveal this to this little section here. Some, as we were going into
Sneaky
the
door.
kitchen, yeah, down this hallway is another.
Right. I guess Mo's like, yeah, hey, Alicia, like, like point the light towards the floor. Like, I don't know if I can still follow their tracks to the basement and just do another investigation. Cause what is this thing?
Oh, that's a window.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So this is like the only door to the right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I guess
And then
yeah.
this is supposed to be a cabinet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Well, I guess I'd open up the cabinet.
Okay. Yeah, the cabinet is empty. However, when you open it up, you
I swear to God, if this thing attacks me.
yeah, it sucks you into it. No, you actually the sink
Like
next
a well.
to you starts rattling like and kind of slowly at first, but then like starts kind of like shaking on the wall.
Mm-hmm. I quickly close the cabinet, like, oh, like.
The shaking of the sink kind of keeps going for a moment.
Yeah.
And stops.
Alicia, point your light over here. No, don't back away. Come over here.
I guess yeah, very, very cautiously walks up with the light like.
Radair's like draws his sword and is like, ghosts.
Yeah, Radair, I don't know anything about ghosts, but the sink is moving. I open up the cabinet again.
It actually doesn't shake this time. Come on.
I close the
We're supposed
cabinet.
to be finding a vampire in the basement. Although, no, then again, I guess there could be a ghost in the cupboard.
Hit it with your sword. Maybe it'll come out.
Right.
Mo backs away.
Yeah.
Okay, I smack the sink. It's a stone sink, so it doesn't like necessarily shatter or anything.
Yeah.
But I do strike it, and there's a loud clang. and at that moment, we hear coming from under the sink, the sink kind of starts vibrating again, and underneath it, we hear,
It's the grubs.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead and we'll initiative.
God damn
At
it!
this moment, we notice that there is a hole under the kind of under the sink, and
Yeah.
some giant creatures come out.
It's the buggies.
Grubbies.
It's bruggies. Not the bruggugs.
They're gonna find my man mud.
Make
Yeah.
a home in it.
We see that basically a insect-like creature.
I was gonna say no initiative board.
Oh yeah, how do I get? Let me.
Make sure you're clicking on your character when you do initiative. Actually, I don't know if it matters for our character sheets, but
There we go.
I know as a
Yeah.
DM you
It
have to
does.
frickin' click on the person.
Yeah, it does. You have to click your character first, or it doesn't.
Yeah.
work.
Right. So I.
Damn, we all rolled well.
Can't wait for this thing to get a fucking 50.
I don't know where my battle music. Oh, hold on. Let me see if I.
Is this character that Mo is control? No, okay. I think the JPEG's just loaded.
Yeah, I was like, that's pretty appropriate for
Yeah.
for this. So let me find. I gotta find the creature here and roll.
I don't even know if it's worth it for me to use any spells this one, but maybe it is.
Yeah, maybe she's on edge.
For the one who's most ready for
Yeah.
Ghost, definitely didn't roll it. Too distracted, but.
Yeah, you're like too distracted because you're like, that's not a freaking ghost. Like,
Oh man, hold on. I gotta set. I clicked on the enemy applied. So I gotta hopefully select that, and then it will. There we go. And then can I sort
and the settings on that's right.
for descending? Yeah. So you see, basically a giant centipede pop out of from under the sink.
I mean, I guess Elysia is not that far away, but like, and I could tell, and Mo just like yells. I mean, like he can tell that it's a centipede, but he's like, "Oh my god, is this a ghost?"
Yeah, so I guess yeah, the reactive thing from Elysia would just be like, she's like, oh no, like, and just like, yeah, like does like a
Ghost.
cast immediately. That cast, I clicked it.
There might be something behind your character sheet for level, if you have your character
Oh.
sheet,
Yes.
whatever you
yes.
call it, expanded.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, just bless immediately. So everybody but me.
Okay, so we get a D4 on attack rolls and saving throws. Nice.
Yep.
Mom.
And she's also gonna like back up like over here.
Yeah. The old bless and run. The bless drive by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is that completes her turn. Like get him, Redair.
Yeah, Radar's more like, that's not a ghost, like just more like stunned by disappointment to react. Oh, giant centipede, like, oh, it's swelling.
It's a giant ghost.
It's a ghostipede. It's
Yeah.
a ghost of a centipede.
Yeah. Small leaf, what do you do?
Snap it, Smolly.
I move into range.
Don't blow all your dailies.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
What?
Ah, flurry of blows, key punch, flying dragon kick, flame breath.
I'm gonna do that for the first one.
Okay, yep, that
He gets-
misses. Oh, wait a minute.
Gets to roll.
Okay, oh, you're, isn't a quarterstaff a finesse weapon?
I don't know.
You should probably be using dexterity for that.
Well, it's a monk weapon, so yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Oh, just that's how I'd put it in there.
Yeah,
Put
it
in
auto
the-
put it in, but you can use your dexterity, which
Put
is
in the
better
dex.
than your strength. So I'm pretty sure. So
How do you do that?
When you have the weapon there, you click the gear and it'll bring up damage
Yeah.
plus whatever, and you should be able to change your modifier
Changes
with
the
it.
dex, yeah.
yeah, and same thing for the damage. Yeah, I don't think what was your roll?
Oops.
There we go.
I didn't change that.
It would have it missed just barely though.
He gets a 1d4 on top of that from Bless.
Oh right, then that turns it into a hit. There you go. Even if you with the minimal roll you'd get it. So yeah, you hit.
Bless, bitch.
Yeah, there you go. Bless is so nice for that. And
There's a
that kills it. Drop the
Oh,
health.
okay then.
Oh my God! Small Leaf is a ghost killer.
Well, I was gonna say because as a monk, I get my unarmed is a bonus action.
Yeah, you would have had a
I-
bonus hit as well.
Yeah.
Guys, I feel really silly. We gotta make the best of the next 10 minutes.
I think actually specifically on quarterstaffs, you're allowed to hit with the other end as part of your bonus
As a
action.
bonus, I think it's 2-weapon fighting bonus action then.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I never used this character before. I don't know how this shit works. Do I need to look up quarterstaff?
I'm trying to look it up, and I can't.
Well, I have the book right in front of me.
Yeah. So, is Smalley, are you doing anything else on?
No, that's my turn.
Okay. Because you still hear like some scuffling and coming from the hole underneath the sink.
They're
Thank
not.
goodness I didn't blow a spell just for that.
The ghosts are still pouring out. So on my turn, do I see anything yet?
No, you don't, but you do hear the stuff. And it's
Okay.
getting louder.
Okay, I'm going to.
Quarterstaffs are versatility.
I'm
Apparently.
going to drop my initiative to 8.
Okay. Yep. So yeah, I'm just gonna move that one out of the.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Grab
Oh my God! I fell in.
Ghost moved him!
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So.
I'm a ghost. Kill me.
Yeah. So
They
you
have
hear the
me.
scuffling,
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna make these visible to where they go. There we go. So yeah, pouring the first one, takes out his quarterstaff and just smashes the one in the head,
Uh-huh.
killing it. But then, okay, no, I can't grab the token behind him. Sorry, I'm gonna be out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but then the first one dies. But then like 3 more come pouring out of the
Yeah.
of the hole, and these things are small, so they
Can
basically I'm just gonna move the dead one out of the
Yeah.
way. So they basically come pouring out of the hole, and the first one that comes out and slides along up here, and this one, Mo and Small Lake, you can both take opportunity attacks against it
Excellent.
because they I mean, you get 1 opportunity attack, but each of you would get 1. Because they move out of your reach, and that hits. And yep, that is enough to kill the first one. If I can select it, there we go. Bleh. And then Mo, yep, that hits. And kills it. Yeah, these things are very
Right.
very weak in terms of hit points. But then the one that comes up is going to take a bite at. I'm just going to roll a d3.
Yep.
And then, okay, at Mo. And does a bite.
The ghost is attacking
Oh,
me.
see, there's the always roll initiative, or always roll with advantage.
I didn't see its attack roll.
Oh, that's right. It also
All of them are set to GM only.
yeah, GM only. Never whisper rolls. So here we go. I'm gonna roll again now that I got it right. No. So there we go. So does that? What is your AC?
14, I think.
14. So that is a miss. So,
Thank God.
Yeah, these things are like glass cannons.
Yeah.
Where it's like they
Holy
die in
shit.
one hit, but man, if they bite you, that poison damage just wrecks.
Yeah, I mean that
so,
would have taken
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, which I'm like, oh shoot, those things are deadly. But yeah, okay, so that is all it does.
I'm glad I
Basically,
blessed.
yeah, comes up and is like, being disturbed from its nest. Looks very aggressive. But Mo, it is now your turn.
Yep. So it's my turn, and since I think it meets all the criteria of sneak attack and enemies within 5 feet, I'm not incapacitated, and I don't have disadvantage. I'm going to sneak attack this boy.
Yep, you hit. That's probably gonna kill it, because,
15.
attack.
Jesus.
How dare you try to bite me, ghost!
Yeah, so yeah, you kill it. And with that, the scuffling stops. You don't hear any more from beneath.
I like how that symbol played whenever the music was stopped.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
perfect timing.
Right on.
Or
Except now
gone.
I gotta figure out what the music is that I started. I didn't rename them. I just kept the music the same. So yeah. So Radair's like, the combat's over, and Radair's like just disappointed because he's like, those weren't ghosts. Come on.
Is anybody hurt?
Fortunately not.
Yeah. Radair shakes his head and just, no, alright. Let's see. You said the tracks went into here. Now, then where did they go?
I think to the door that's over here to the right.
Yeah, they do. Alright. That's where we need to go.
Somebody
So,
else can lead.
Radair's like, alright, I'll go in.
Quarterstaff's only one end of the weapon can be given round. You cannot attack with both ends, like a bonus.
Really?
Yeah.
They had to have changed that from
Huh.
35 then. Alright. Yeah, Radair steps in, and this room actually displays the effects of the damp and decay more than most. There's mold growing in patches on the floor, walls and ceiling like the kitchen, but a lot more of it. There's a large copper cask split and discolored and empty, standing under this window here. And then there's stairs that lead downward.
Oh.
Stairs! Radair.
Here's the basement, yeah.
Yeah,
Found
there
a
we go.
vampire.
Yeah, Tim, in the player's handbook, the example actually says, for example, if you take the attack action and attack with a quarterstaff, you can also make an unarmed strike as a bonus action. So, literally, they say it. So, if
Alright.
anything for you, you would almost want to use the versatile attack, like the two-handed smack, and then do a punch.
Yep.
Yeah. Alright, Radair's actually going to... He's going to, he has his sword ready, and he kind of gets one of his javelins. He has a few javelins with him in a position. He says, alright, if there's a vampire down here, one of these will do for a stake.
Are there any like sconces on the wall or anything like that?
Not in this room. There was in the entry, but they weren't lit, and there weren't any candles in them.
Okay.
Just empty sconces.
Yeah, actually, I wonder if Mo has any.
I have torches if anybody needs them. Plenty of light.
I have like a...
Yeah,
I have
it's gonna be dark.
Yeah, I have a burglar's pack, but I have no clue what's in it.
There's probably torches in it, I would imagine. If not, Radair has some torches with him. And, yeah, Alicia has light and torches, so... Radar's gonna say, as long as there's a little bit of light, I can find. All right, here I go.
Burglar's pack has 5 candles. And
Yeah, I have a candle.
Would you like?
I have a lantern as well. Damn. I will. I guess I'll just light a candle in my left hand since I don't have a shield. I don't think. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't.
you do have a hooded lantern. That's right.
Yeah. I'll just light a candle and have my rapier.
All right, so Radar proceeds down the steps, but right as he enters the steps, about a few steps down,
Right.
suddenly we all hear coming from down in the basement uh, horrendous screams of as if of souls in torment. I'm not gonna try to reproduce that, but
Right.
we hear perhaps a dozen the screams of a dozen people. Screaming as if their, limbs are being torn off or they're being electrocuted and that sort of thing. So, everyone needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh God, it's raw hooded.
Is it still been a minute for bless? Because if so, we all get the D4 from bless.
Yes, we do.
Bless is 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yep.
Woo!
All right.
So I got a 13.
Roll a d4, not like it's gonna matter. All right.
I can roll a d4 if I need to.
Yeah.
Damn, CJ.
Yeah, I know. I rolled terrible. Everybody but Radar passes. So,
I mean, he's in the front.
Actually, yeah, is
That's bad.
actually is actually like, oh my goodness. He kind of kind of collapses to his, to one knee on the stairs and is like, oh my, oh, I've never heard that much agony all at once.
Yeah, I mean, Mo isn't in shock or anything, but yeah, he is just like frozen still, just like he doesn't know whether to run or like go down and like see what it is. Like that's like a lot of people. Like, oh God.
Yeah.
We have to help those people.
Right. 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 There's kind of suddenly much less confident.
Yeah.
Kind of like, his sword and shield are kind of shaking a little in his hands. He's like, right. And then
I'll go first if we have to.
no, I can do it. I've been preparing for this, and goes down into the basement.
Yeah, Mo actually takes place number 3 if Alicia goes in front of him, because he's like still kind of like, and like sees you go down. He's like, okay, like,
Yep. It's flaw time.
Yep. And I think that will be a good place to stop.
What will happen next time in the basement of the haunted house on the coast?
I'm gonna note that we probably still have bless on.
Yeah, note bless, and I'm gonna note. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, yep, that is a very good spot to stop for now.
I'm gonna say we have probably like 8 minutes left on bless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we will find out what happened. Oh, experience.
Bum bum bum.
I actually want to try using standard experience rather than milestone. Milestone would work too, but given that there's a lot of this adventure has a lot of side questy stuff.
Right.
It'd be kind of one of those things where if we did milestone experience, you really wouldn't get experience from it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, I'd rather actually have the side quest stuff, be worth more than just, we get gold and some loot and stuff. So, 4 centipedes and investigating the standings. Or initial investigation of the standings. Let's do. And character. Whoops. Did times there.
301. All right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, we're level 3 already? Yeah.
Yeah, I did times there. So, okay. So everybody gets 200 experience.
Sweet.
I think 1,000 is the first level.
300.
Oh, 300.
Yeah.
Shoot. Okay. We'll be level 2 by next time.
That's why I said 301.
Yeah. I forgot, man. I didn't think level 2 was that fast.
Yeah.
3 is really fast. It's like 300, 900, and then like almost 3,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it multiplies by 3 every time.
Yeah. So, okay. Yeah, so we're almost level 2.
Hey, Mo gets 201 experience, right?
201.
Just like the copper.
Oh, yeah.
Or
I
the
don't know,
silver.
guys. I heard we all got 300. Raw says it is so.
Yeah. No, we're still definitely level 1 for this.
He's like,
Yeah.
If I was using
yeah.
milestone experience, we
Right. Yeah, he's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
milestone.
Elysia, you actually lose experience. Oh.
For casting one spell, you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Yeah.
Sweet. No, guys, I want to do a party where only the person who last hits stuff gets experience.
Nice.
That is not fun.
I'll be level 1 forever.
Yeah. Oh, we'll give you the Pokemon XP share. It's okay.
It's actually kind of funny because in like with 5th edition, I was reading someone had said like one of their house rules is that like new